York, a Good Karma Brands radio station. Don.
Sit you stink.
Hahn.
How about your nuts? Can I get some?
And Rosenberg.
He wanted me to jump up and make the jokey so the people go laugh time. This isn't North Dakota. This is New York.
This is Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
The best threesome I've ever heard.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
3 o'clock in the big city. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. 4 solid hours of radio for you. Lots to get into, lots to discuss in the big bad city. How are you, Alan? You look great today. Terrific, even.
So do you. By the way, the angle of the camera, exquisite.
Yeah.
Why is that today?
Oh, this was gifted to me by the great Alan Hahn. I've been using this apparatus that you gave to me. And I traveled to Western Canada with it.
Yeah.
And now I've applied it to my home. So there it is in all its glory.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
You should be happy. It's cool. It took a little while. It was a little bulky to travel with, but now that I've gotten used to it, now it's in
it's in the rotation.
It's in the
That's
rotation
all we care about.
Of things that I have to do before we have to go on the air.
Yeah.
There's so much to get into, and we did Belichick yesterday because the news broke
during the show,
like 5:45 yesterday. So we did get some calls, and we'll connect with it because the polling and stuff is really embarrassing. Quite frankly, it's really, really embarrassing. And I would like to have a conversation at some point, Alan, of how we can fix these Hall of Fames, because clearly baseball and football seem to be broken. Mm-hmm. Hockey's very cloak and dagger, too. There seems to be less controversy. There's controversy. There seems to be less controversy, but again, no one knows who anybody is that votes for these things. And
part of the problem.
Guys get in, guys don't get in. I remember, Pat Burns is dying of cancer, and I'm like, can you put this guy in?
Right.
He was a 3 times Jack Adams Trophy winner, won a cup with the New Jersey Devils in the one place he didn't win Coach of the Year. And then after he dies, they put him in.
Yeah.
It made me sick. In baseball, all the controversies with not just the PEDs, but certain guys getting in and not getting in, and now this whole, Legends Committee and favors being done. And in football has been an embarrassment forever with their system. So maybe there's got to be some better way. I don't know. You're closer to basketball than I am, but is that a system that needs to be fixed or maybe looked at as how everybody else should do it? I don't know.
It's all the same. They don't do anything differently in any of the other sports, right?
Yeah, so
I have theories. I do. I have theories on it, and I also have a theory of why it has gone the way it's gone because, look, there are times Hall of Fames are criticized because it's like too easy to get in. And I can remember, who was the player? Was it Dion who felt a Hall of Fame should have another level for the elites?
And they listened to him.
It's now what? So the Hall of Fame's supposed to be the elites. Not like, well, these guys were good, but these guys were really good. What are we doing? So I think part of the problem is when you're on a committee like that, you don't want to be accused of you're letting everybody in. It's too easy now to make the Hall of Fame, so you try to be a little tougher about it. But this thing with Belichick sounded a little more personal, a little more of a God complex thing, and it didn't make sense. It's the same thing as a writer saying, I know he's going to go in, but he doesn't deserve to be unanimous, so I'm not going to vote for him. It's like, who the hell are you? That's God complex stuff, man. And that should never be part of any type of decision-making.
Well, that's why these guys need to be vetted better. They should have their votes taken away when there is
and you should
impropriety.
Be public.
And
it should be public.
And public. Now, listen, Kay made this point about the Gary Myers tweet. Why do we need to know who these guys are? What do you want to egg their house? I'm sure there is something to fans get crazy, and if you go public and maybe you're the one that didn't vote for Jeter and afraid some Yankee fan's going to jump you in the street or set your house on fire.
Or the player.
I can't rule things like that out because the world has gone sideways. So would I bat an eye? Would I be that shocked if all of a sudden somebody went public saying I didn't vote for Derek Jeter and then that guy's house gets vandalized or that guy's getting threats on the phone?
I understand.
So I get, but there just got to be a better way. I don't know what it is, but there just has to be a better way to figure this stuff out because it's important to a lot of people. I mean, the Hall of Fame is what it's the greatest honor that could be bestowed on an athlete.
Agree.
And it gets very political, and favors are done. We can make it as cut and dried as we don't like Belichick. Polian didn't like him. Let's get him punished and sit out a year. But it could go even further, like, hey, don't vote for him, and then when I'll use my vote to get somebody in that you're going to struggle to get in a couple of years. Favors are done all the time, and that's not the way it's supposed to be done.
But
it's
that's
not
politics.
Supposed to be that political.
Donnie, politics is favors, right? I'll vote for your bill, but you got to help me get this thing done. Like this, everything is compromise. Everything is negotiation. That's what everything is. But something like this, that's an honor, that shouldn't be negotiated, right? You either earned it or you didn't.
Now,
that's it. There's no second sentence. There's no other paragraph. There's no stipulation. You either earned it or you didn't.
Right.
And that's why, and I'm sorry, Donnie, one more point.
Yeah, sure.
And that's why this notion of make him wait a year is stupid. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame regardless. What does it matter if he has to wait a year? You twisting the knife? Like, that's the part that bothers me the most. This notion that if you're not voting for him, that means you don't think he's worthy. If you don't vote for him and you think he's worthy, then you have a God complex and you should not vote. End of sentence.
Yeah, it's a joke. Now, please don't snicker when I say this. But
I like Snickers.
I do too. They're delicious.
Oh, yeah.
That at least on the political front, when favors are being done, it is supposed to be at least in the interest of the general public, right? Where you're passing laws, things where I'll cross the divide of Democrat and Republican for the greater good. All right?
Yeah,
I'm
that's
going
why
to vote for something I wouldn't vote for, but you know what? That means less to me than the ultimate thing I want, and that guy is going to help me. So those favors, at least there's the air of I'm trying to do it for the greater good. There's no greater good here. It's just ego.
Yeah.
And it's first ballot. I'm a first ballot Hall of Famer. Are you a Hall of Famer or not?
That's
as
it.
Peter would say.
Right.
And maybe that's the way it's got to be. It's like, hey, you retire when your eligibility comes up. We vote for you. If you didn't get it, goodbye. You're not in the Hall of Fame. Maybe we'll revisit in 25 years because maybe the landscape will change or something. But if you're not good enough in 2026 and you don't play another down, you don't swing another bat, throw another pitch, shoot another puck or basketball, then all of a sudden you're now eligible. Now you're better 5 years later to get in when you weren't better the day after you retired?
Because it's based on class, right? Is this a strong class? It's not. So somebody from 2 classes ago has a better chance to get in because this class isn't as strong because they have to have a ceremony every year. And we can't have a ceremony if there's no headliner. It's a show.
Yeah, it's money.
Again, that doesn't make sense. If there's 15 guys in a class and they all deserve to be Hall of Famers, suck it up, Buttercup. Make it 2 days. I don't care, but do it.
And then, on the other end, if it just happens no one was eligible one year, then we don't have a ceremony.
We don't have a ceremony.
We'll figure something out. The NFL prints money. So if Canton's going to suffer, throw him a couple of $1 million to compensate for not having anybody. But I'm not going to, and Cooperstown too, I'm not going to throw somebody in because we have to have a ceremony. Oh, you don't understand, Don, the economy of Cooperstown needs a ceremony. All right, so we're following the money then. Guy doesn't really deserve to be in, but we're going to put him in because if we don't, we won't have a ceremony.
Yeah.
But we're going to leave these 5 guys out because we can't have 20 guys because then the ceremony will be too big.
And that's why the whole thing is to me it reeks of fallacy because that's the problem is it's not supposed to be that. It's supposed to be cut and dried. It's not politics where we're negotiating. There's no negotiation. You are, you aren't. That's it.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't like this stuff. I don't like that voters have a God complex. I'll control it. I'm sending a message. He doesn't deserve to be in the first time around. He'll get in 2 years. He shouldn't be in right away, but in 2 years we'll get him in. So don't worry, he'll get it. Like, no. That's not how it works. It shouldn't work that way. It has for too long. So when you ask me what's wrong, that's what I see as the problem.
But you just described them having a God complex.
I think it is.
They are almost literally God. Because if you're not held accountable for your vote and you don't have to answer to anyone, then you become God.
Yeah.
Like if you believe in God, God does what he does, and you've got to accept it. You can't challenge it. You can't go to the altar and say, why, God, did you do this, and get an answer. It's just that's the way God wants it. Well, it's the same way if you're voting in the Hall of Fame. And in the NFL, you don't say anything. In Major League Baseball, you are allowed to be anonymous if you want to. Then you are playing God. Because now you're not being held accountable for what you do. You don't have to answer to anybody.
Yeah. Well, again, that to me is something that is part of the problem. Now we're going to have Booger on, and Booger had a lot of strong statements about this, right, on Twitter, like a lot of people did. So we can definitely dive deep into it with him because he has a little more. It's a lot closer to him personally, right? So that'll be a great conversation to have with Booger.
Now. There's always some Jet news.
I wish there wasn't. But
we learned after the show that according to reports, Jon Gruden was offered a job with the Jets.
But not the job.
Not the job, but a job. And when you're Jon Gruden, I'm sure it's an eye on the job. Now he's got a current lawsuit against the NFL. And the feeling is he probably won't take a job at the NFL until that's resolved, and that's probably why he said no to the Jets. Although there's a million reasons why you say no to the Jets. But if you got Jon Gruden and you got Aaron Glenn hanging on by a thread, inevitably Jon Gruden would become the head coach of your team. So when I see that he was asked to be a part of this, you wonder what the ulterior motive is. We're getting more clarity on what happened with Wink Martindale that looked like a fait accompli. Goes in for what's supposed to be just a formality of a conversation, and then finds out, no, Aaron Glenn is going to call the plays, and now Wink's gone. Frank Reich's momentum is completely changed, right? That looked like that was done. I mean, what the heck is going on? They fired 9 people off of Aaron Glenn's staff. Not saying that any of them didn't deserve it.
Well, when you say they, Don, it seems like Aaron Glenn fired 9 people off of Aaron Glenn's staff.
Well, again,
you don't believe that?
Well,
okay.
I'm going to try to be consistent.
That's interesting.
With this.
So, all right, no. I'm actually more interested in you not thinking that's the case right now and then getting to the next step. So please indulge.
Well, if you've listened to me, and I know you do.
Oh yeah.
That I've always believed that this authority that Aaron Glenn has, the decisions that he has made, has been a bit of a facade to try to make it seem like he was the alpha dog. And I've always felt as there's somebody behind the scenes pulling the strings for Glenn, and then saying no. Aaron Glenn wanted Justin Fields. Aaron Glenn chose his whole coaching staff, making it feel like Aaron Glenn was the one that didn't want Aaron Rodgers. I never believed that. I'm not saying that he didn't make any decisions, but I do believe that all of a sudden it's not collaborative anymore. An organization that started collaborative. All of a sudden they're not collaborative anymore. Every decision's Aaron Glenn's. I don't buy it. And now Aaron Glenn decided to let go of his entire staff. I don't buy it. Now, I think he might have had a say in some of them, but I always believed, and I could be dead wrong. I didn't talk to anybody. I don't know anybody over there anymore that's going to feed me any information. But I think I've been around long enough to see the way they operate. Let's bring in an alpha dog. Let's make him the guy that made all the decisions. And then eventually he'll look like the fool if they all fall apart. So I never bought that for a second. So if I'm going to be consistent, Alan, why would I buy that he was the one, the sole one, to let go of all of these coaches?
Because it was his coaching staff that he put together. But I was trying to convince myself that him doing this was him having accountability and understanding that, you know what, I got this job. I didn't really understand how I need to get experienced people in here. I thought I could get anybody. I can get a high school coach and have him coach, and it's just football, right? There's no difference. He'll be able to do it until you realize that when they kick the ball off, it gets real. And the guy across the field from you that comes over and shakes your hand and pats your shoulder when the game's over, he's trying to kill you. Like, he's trying to make you look stupid. And more times than not, the opposing coach did that this year. So he realized I'm not that smart as a head coach. We have a coach who's learning on the job, and now we're really understanding it more than ever. But firing everybody didn't alarm me. That didn't concern me. That made me feel like, all right, maybe he's realizing as he looks around, like, I got to get some real coaches in here. It's what's happened since, Donnie, and the reports about all that stuff. That, to me, is what alarms me now more than ever. Because you had experienced people in the building, and suddenly you made an about face, and that doesn't make sense to me, and that gives me more reason to be concerned going forward, because you seriously might have somebody in control or as a head coach who really doesn't know what he's doing and is changing his mind almost like daily. That's what I'm worried about.
Well, the Jon Gruden thing is interesting. Could you really think Aaron Glenn wants Jon Gruden on his staff?
I don't think that's an issue because what I thought was funny is that they wanted Gruden to be the offensive coordinator.
Right.
And Gruden is like, I'm a head coach, man. Like,
exactly.
I'm not working under anybody, especially an inexperienced guy like you. And they probably had no relationship. So Gruden just turns it down, A, because it's the Jets, and he knows there's no quarterback there. There's no true leadership there. I can't go to a job and look bad in the first year. Can't happen. So he didn't look at it like we thought Frank Reich would look at it. Let me take this job, and then this guy's going to be over his head. They'll fire him, and I can slide right into the head coach job. That would have been really the right play for Gruden. But he didn't want to deal with any of it because I'm sure it's how he feels about the Jets as an organization.
No,
so that's concern one. The Wink Martindale stuff, though, to me, that doesn't make any sense at all. How they came up with the defensive coordinator they just announced versus an experienced guy like Wink or Jim Leonard, that blows my mind. Blows my mind. So those who don't know then, so they had Wink in the reporting is Martindale was in the building. They felt really good about hiring him as a defensive coordinator. It got to a point where they were actually talking details. Then, for some reason, Aaron Glenn is letting everybody know, I want to be the play caller, though, which, as you know, for an experienced veteran defensive coordinator, that ain't going to fly, especially a guy like Wink. We already know how he and Dable went at it. So we already know there was issues there. So he hears that, he's going to say, I'm out. Jim Leonard, who is, has blood in the ground, who does care about the Jets, who wanted an opportunity, once he heard that, he's like, I'm good. I'm out. And so there's your two best candidates out the door, and you hire somebody who's a passing game coordinator that does no defensive coordinator experience that you knew in Detroit. And you're just hoping it's going to work out because you're going to do the play calling, which means all he's going to do is sort of just like organize things and manage things on defense. That's alarming to me, Don. Why do you need to be the play caller? Just be the head coach. There's enough there to keep you busy.
But again, to stay with my consistent conspiracy theory,
okay,
if he fired all of his coaches, then he would be hiring new coaches, right?
Yes.
I wouldn't when I'm calling Wink Martindale, if I'm Aaron Glenn and it's my idea to bring Wink in and I want to hire Wink, I wouldn't tell him right off the bat that I'm calling the plays?
You would think you would, Don. You would think it'd be the first thing you discuss.
How about I'm bringing in Wink Martindale, I'm going to hire Wink Martindale for you, Aaron Glenn, and then Glenn goes, okay, and then when I finally meet him face-to-face, I'm going to tell him I'm calling the plays. Like, that makes no sense that I'd reach out to Wink Martindale with the intention of me calling the plays and then wouldn't lay that on him till the last minute. Oh, I'm going to call Jon Gruden and hope that he becomes my offensive coordinator, a guy that's going to want to take my job, and the fans will be screaming for him to take my job when I start 0-7. Oh, I'm going to decide, have Frank Reich be my offensive coordinator, a former head coach who will also be gunning for my job. Do these sound like guys Aaron Glenn would want to hire?
When you put it that way, what are you suggesting? Is this Darren Muji or is this Woody Johnson and company?
Well, I don't know if Woody
who's doing this then? Well, shouldn't Aaron Glenn be
Martindale?
Well, but shouldn't Aaron Glenn be the one? It's his coaching staff. Shouldn't he be the one that's deciding who do I want to work with?
Right. So if I will,
or did he just? I'm sorry, Don. Did he just wake up after spending enough time with Wink and just start like it was eating at him? Like, I'm really going to have to just let him make all the plays. I'm going to have to do this. Did someone else say, hey, by the way, when he was with Dable, this is what he did. Are you sure that's what you want to deal with? Like, how do you know that someone didn't kind of call him as the process was getting close and just kind of give him a little bit of spill the tea and made Aaron Glenn say, I don't know if I want to deal with that. I mean, if I'm going to want to have a say, like, oh, no. He's not going to let you.
That's possible, but I'm Wink Martindale. I butted heads the last time I was in New York with my head coach.
Yep.
Aaron Glenn, a neophyte, a guy that's only coached one season in the NFL, is calling me and asking me to be his defensive coordinator. The first thing I'm going to ask if I'm Wink Martindale is, am I calling the shots? Is this my defense? You're a defensive guy. You're a former defensive coordinator. I don't want to butt heads again. I would think Wink would have started that conversation. Or did it go, Muji called him, or Woody called him, or somebody in the organization says, you got to come over, you got to help my coach, man. He's in over his head. I need somebody like you to be my defensive coordinator. Am I going to be allowed to call the plays? Oh, man, yeah, don't worry about it. Glenn will let you call the plays. Then you come in to meet him, and Aaron Glenn, and I'm not saying he's a pushover. I don't think he's making the decisions, but I also don't think he's a pushover. Probably said, no, I am calling the plays. Mm-hmm. I'm putting a stop to this right now. So I think there's more evidence, Alan, that he's being fed these guys. Somebody else fired him. Somebody else is trying to hire him, and I think Glenn's trying to get the reins in. Come on. You think Aaron Glenn's hiring Jon Gruden and Frank Reich?
Well, he's got to get somebody that knows what they're doing on offense. He's got to get somebody with experience, and nobody with experience or anybody that's good wants the job. So you find who needs the job that's experienced. And Reich hasn't, right?
Yeah, and that could be fine for Frank Reich. Yeah, because I don't think Frank Reich is a bad guy who's going to try to steal somebody's job. I think he wants to be a head coach, but I could see him sitting back and saying, all right, listen, I'll be an offensive coordinator. I'm not gunning for anybody's job. Jon Gruden has told you he wants to be a head coach.
Oh, no, that's a different story.
You reached out to a guy that will be gunning for your job.
But that to me feels like no stone unturned. Let's just check in with everybody, and let's sit down with them and see what we get out of it. Let them make us say no, that kind of thing, right? Like I got to feel like as stupid as all this stuff looks and all the reporting, everything you read, you just keep face-palming like there's nobody's this stupid, which is why I keep stopping myself and saying, okay, no one is this dumb. So even if it's 70% true, there's got to be 30% where you're like, no, it's not. They're not that. They can't possibly dumb. Well, it can't possibly be this bad. It can't be. It can't, if it's really this bad and this dysfunctional, then Roger Goodell is going to have to say, I got to step in here. We got to. This is an NFL franchise in a major market. You cannot operate like this. It's an embarrassment. You cannot operate this way. It's not even functional. You can't. How do you have a team next year, Don, if this is how you're operating?
Well, I want to get into that as well. 1-800-919-3776. We got the Jets on the table. We got Belichick on the table. Still more on Giannis.
Oh, my God. Wait till you hear the latest, everybody.
A big game for the Islanders. Yeah, the Islanders mean business, man. In back-to-back days, they made trades with the Rangers and the Devils.
It's good to have friends.
I wish somebody would talk to Brian Cashman about it. You can trade with the Mets if you think it makes your team better.
Yeah, it's okay. Believe me,
these aren't colossal deals by any stretch. Susi and Palat are not going to win the Islanders a Stanley Cup, but it's just interesting that they're knocking on everybody's door.
It added depth. You needed it.
And so we'll get into that. That's going to be on 10:50 tonight. We're taking up until 7 o'clock, and the Knicks and the Raptors will be there. The Knicks, did win another game yesterday, so we'll get into that with their victory over the Sacramento Kings. I got a list coming up at 4:30.
Oh, list day, yes.
We've got an Anthony Pusick-led ENN at 6.
Those are very good.
So
I've heard they're good.
Getting started. It's Don, Hahn Rosenberg on a Wednesday on ESPN New York.
If you're tired of hearing scary ads about the IRS, Tax Relief Advocates wants you to know you don't have to be afraid. No matter what challenging life situation you're facing while owing 10 or even hundreds of thousands in back taxes to the IRS, we have a solution. TRA has already negotiated over $1.5 billion in taxes owed by over 180,000 struggling taxpayers since 2017, earning over 1,000 five-star Google reviews and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Generous tax debt forgiveness programs are currently available that can end your tax nightmare and may reduce or eliminate what you owe the IRS. If you're facing collections or an audit, don't lose hope. Act now to check what tax relief you may qualify for. Simply visit TRA.com or call 800-583-4890. 800-583-4890. Again, that's 800-583-4890. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
It's the last call for football on FanDuel. One final Sunday, one last kickoff, the final chance to place your bets before the NFL season closes its tab. This is Super Bowl 60, and FanDuel is making sure you're in on it. And get this, if you're a new customer, all you have to do is bet $5, and you'll get $200 in bonus bets if you win. So whether you're backing the favorite, riding with the underdog, or building one last same-game parlay, make it count. Because after the Super Bowl, the season's over, and football is officially done, so this is your last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Not all F words are bad. Some are actually great, like fast, free fiber for 4 months. Yep, switch to Optimum Fiber for as low as $25 a month. Plus, for a limited time, you can get 4 months free, HBO Max included for 1 year, and a 5-year price lock. Don't wait, this free fiber deal won't last long, and the fastest, most reliable, most consistent internet speeds await you. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com/free today. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks a million, guys. Good afternoon. It's a messy ride on the east side of town. FDR Drive, lots of snow buildup on the off-ramps, adding to the delays on the southbound side. Police department activity in the left lane by East Houston. You're jammed there from the Triborough Bridge on down. Some pockets of slowdowns on the Staten Island Expressway westbound, heading over to the West Shore. Then you're hitting the brakes over at the Goethals Bridge getting into Jersey because of a broken down car on the span. Looking really good on the West Side Highway and Henry Hudson, heading over to the outbound George. Cross Bronx westbound, stop and go from the Bronx River Parkway. Inbound George, no issues for both the upper and lower decks. Outbound Lincoln and Hull and Sunnels about 5 to 10 minutes each. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
We expect our information in real time. U.S. Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. U.S. Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Oh, this list is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, you're going to enjoy it, Alan. Really.
I am?
Oh, you're going to be a part of it. I'm making you a part of it.
Playing a little Mellencamp right now.
Yeah, this is
When the walls come crumbling down. It's a Jet song.
We're in the John Cougar Mellencamp stage here.
This is Cougar Mellencamp? Not just
think so.
Mellencamp? He didn't get rid of the Cougar?
So there's John Cougar, there's John Cougar Mellencamp, and then there's John Mellencamp.
Yeah. Which version did you like the most?
Oh, John Cougar.
Cougar, without a doubt, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Hurt So Good.
Yeah. Full rebellion.
Jack and Diane.
Yeah.
There's a ton of really good stuff.
Yeah. Completely agree. By the way, if we could stay on music for 3 seconds before we get to calls. I was driving in, and I just kind of sometimes don't know what mood I'm in, and Jake can understand this. So I'll just randomly, I'll just roulette wheel the playlist. Because I've made like a million playlists.
Right.
And so punched it in, and it was like this hard rock playlist I made like 5-something years ago. And a song came up, I'm like, and I was so fired up just listening to this song, like absolutely just, seriously, might have touched 80. And I'm like, Don is he's going to be sick to his stomach that this song gets me fired up. But I don't care because it just gets me fired up. I don't even know if I'm afraid to tell you because I disgusted you will be that I even consider this hard rock.
Do me a favor. All right?
What?
I got a read to do.
Okay.
While I'm doing the read.
I'm going to text Jake.
Have Jake play it.
I'm going to text you right now, Jake.
Yeah. All right. Coordinate it quickly. And I'll stall for time, and then hopefully, Jake will have it ready.
You'll name that tune in 3, not even 1 or 2 notes.
All right, have Jake ready to play it when I'm done with the read. All right, so I won't start the read until Jake's got it, and once Jacob has it, it won't take him long to punch it up.
Ambassador Johnson.
Oh, it auto-corrected on me. Damn it!
Come on,
there it
man.
is.
We're under a lot of pressure.
No, we're good. It's in.
Clown show! Clown show!
He's got it.
Now, Jake, do you have it?
Jake, you got it, right?
All right,
okay.
All right, now, you think you can? You think
from
you
the
can play
beginning?
It?
You got to play it from the start because the first 2 or 3 notes, Don's he's gonna walk away.
Do you think you can play it when I'm done with my Mazda read?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so there are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 2.5S all-wheel drive for $189 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SM844681. MSRP $29,075. Zero security deposit ends 2/2/26. It's not a bad song.
Come on, man. Try driving open road. Come on.
Oh.
I know you hate it, but you can't hate it.
Every fiber of my being wants to just hate everything about David Coverdale and
of
Whitesnake.
Course.
All right. The whole hard rock with old man with the long hair.
Not only long hair. But, he went to the beauty parlor to get that done.
It just,
he had rollers in his hair.
It's not glam rock, but it's certainly,
it's close.
It's,
I'm
what
not
it is? Supposed to like it.
I think it's testosterone rock.
But
because it's all about, it's misogyny, and it's, aggressive, it's aggressive misogyny. How about that?
It's everything.
That's what it is. But
it's everything that is wrong, but also so right about rock and roll.
Yeah. And it's right in when I was 12 years old. Come on, when you're 12, You got all kinds of hormones just buzzing around.
So
a song like that comes on, a video like that comes on, forget it. I'm lost.
Right,
you got me.
That came out, I want to say, 1984.
That's about right.
83, 84, somewhere around there.
That's about right. I was 12. Yeah.
So I was like 15, 16.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
All right? I'm taking a break, wiping my brow on a hot day. And a guy with like a 67 Camaro.
Hell yeah.
Comes driving down my street. And he's blaring that song out of the Camaro. And I'm like, what is that song, man? That sounds awesome. So I file it away, and then I think it pops on MTV or something. I'm like, a Whitesnake, and okay, and I did go out and get the album. Again, principle. If anybody knows my musical taste, like Whitesnake, like Def Leppard, it's stripper music.
Yes.
And I'm against it, but that song,
hell yeah.
Just
okay. So you
just
feel
play
me.
the beginning again, Jay. Just the beginning of the song.
All right,
it's
so
one of
you
the great
feel me.
beginnings of all time.
This
Seriously.
is foot down on the accelerator when this song.
Play it again. Just start it again.
Right from the top. Right from the rip. Damn.
What did you
I could have just pulled it up on my phone.
What do you like, cleaning the cupboard? You don't want to leave anything up on the screen?
Is it really?
All right, well, no, come on.
No,
It's over.
You missed it. You missed
it's a shame.
That first note.
Yeah, it's not the beginning of. It's the very first sound you hear.
Yes.
One more time, Jacob.
We had a good run. We could try.
So good. Come on. So I'm right. I'm not crazy. Like, this is Mustang GT top down. This is Camaro Z28.
Oh.
This is Firebird T-tops off. Like, that's what this music is.
And then you got Tony Katane basically
just
molesting a car.
She's making love to a car.
Now she was in Bachelor Party, which is one of my favorite Tom Hanks movies. You can tell me about, Forrest Gump, Apollo 13, Philadelphia.
No. Bachelor Party is a fantastic
Bachelor Party. All right. So how do you not fall for her? Turns out through wrestling, my brother becomes friends with her.
Wow.
And this is the woman that beat Chuck Finley. Remember, like Chuck Finley charged her with spousal abuse.
Wasn't it with a shoe?
With a shoe. Very, very good memory out of you. And so my brother talked, and then she unfortunately just passed away a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But she was a cool person, and so there's a lot. So you're not wrong. You want to jump me, and I want to jump myself for liking it. But no,
go ahead and jump yourself.
That's pretty special stuff.
Yeah.
1-800-919-3776. I'm trying to keep the voice together. 7 goals last night. So this trip and these games starting to pile up a little bit. I need the Manuka honey.
I can if you need me, I could tag in. I only have pre and post tonight. Not a lot of heavy lifting. While he's in the studio, he takes up a lot of oxygen. So for me, I can tag in if you need.
You're definitely leading tomorrow.
Okay,
that's cool.
Absolutely,
I'll be at the arena, and I got the game, and Predators in town, that whole deal. 1-800-919-3776. Oh, by the way, the Johnny Mac ceremony, very cool. I geeked out. I mean, I got to interview Aaron Broughton. Not a lot of people would care. I did. He's such a cool dude, and he was an original devil, and he was so nice, and I thought that was a really they deserve better. They should have won the game. Unfortunately, they didn't.
Is he brothers with Neil Broughton?
Yeah, Neil.
Oh, wow.
Neil, he leaves the Devils in 1990. Lou trades for Neil Broughton in 95, and they win a cup with Neil. So he's watching his former team win a cup with his brother on the team.
I did not
Paul
know
Broughton also, all 3 of them.
Paul, I knew there was a Paul. That's right. There was a Paul. Okay. Yeah.
No, that was good. And if the fans were cool, it was a cool night over at the Rock. But we got the list coming up at 4:30. But your calls on everything Jets here, 1-800-919-3776. And why not start where we usually start when we're talking Jets, and that's Ira in Staten Island. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Ira?
Hey, Don, Peter. Alan and Don, it's amazing. There's such sad state of affairs what's going on over there. And, who really knows exactly the details, who's calling the shots? Glenn, Moogie, Woody, Team, Spielman, whatever it is just they have hit a level that I have just never seen before. And who, even leading up to the 3 weeks ago when they started looking for coaches and making changes, who in their right mind, what fan would ever think any qualified coach would come into a mess like this? And you guys hear Riddick with you guys in the morning or whenever he's on the station. He has such a pulse, and he is so spot on with everything he says about the Jets. From the top down, is such a mess. And I honestly, I think it's unfixable. I think as long as the present owner owns his team, it's never going to get fixed. It's just never going to get fixed. And Glenn is so in over his head, even as a defensive coordinator. So he's calling the plays next year. Who cares? Washington hung 45 points on his defense in the playoffs 2 years ago. Yeah. So why do you think he's going to get it right? And I hate talking like this.
Ira, you're close to it. Do you believe me that he's not calling all the shots, or do you think he's calling the shots?
At this stage of the game, I think there's other people involved. I do. Because it's too much all over the place. It really is. I think he came in with full power. I think some of that power has shifted.
Yeah, I'm not sure he even had it to begin with, but I appreciate the call, Ira. The reason I go to this conspiracy is because I felt like after Saleh, and they felt Saleh was soft and too much with the players and too friendly with the media, that they wanted to bring in an alpha dog and there was a person in charge. And they wanted a face of who was in charge, and who better than a long-time great Jet. And I think it was a facade. All of a sudden, everything's collaborative. And now, with a neophyte head coach, it's not collaborative anymore. And now one guy is calling all the shots. And not Bill Parcells, not Tom Coughlin. It's a guy that's literally never done it before.
See, again, that's what I'd want. And this is the problem, again, with Woody Johnson. When you think you're smarter than everybody else, or you think you're smarter than most football people. Or you look at your track record over the last 15 years and think you're smart at all.
Right.
In 15 years, at some point, you got to look and go, maybe I'm the problem. At some point, it's 15 years, man. So why wouldn't you instead say to Aaron Glenn, you're really close to Parcells, aren't you? Think we could bring him in and at least advise? Think we could can we give him an official title? Can we talk to him and just have him come in and oversee so we have some credibility in the building?
But
Can we just he doesn't have to have a real job because he probably doesn't want one. But what if we just said, hey, Bill, I need you out in front because I suck at it. I need you here. And then I'd go, okay, that sounds crazy, but it's not I get it. But this stuff feels it's just so strange.
I think listen, I'm sure Aaron Glenn does this anyway. I'd make phone calls, inquiries to Parcells about decisions. I think at this stage of Bill's life, he's over 80 years old now. He sees the heavy lifting of changing this organization. I don't know if he'd want to take that on as a full-time role, but to have bounce things off of him, or having him be a collaborative with a few other people that you trust and would want to talk to. But if you're Bill Parcells and you're retired, you're in Saratoga, you're down in Florida, and enjoying your life, which was a life well led, and you're going to just all of a sudden try to turn this ship around?
Yeah. No, I get it.
It's too much work, man.
My point is just that if you were doing those if you were reaching out to people like that, a report that they reached out to Tomlin even, a report I know you don't want to coach, but can we bring you in? Just help us out, get us on track. That's what I'd be looking for. Somebody that I could put in front of me so people are no longer seeing me. Because for 15 years, that's what they saw. All the other faces changed.
Like we said,
mine didn't.
They need to bring in a Tom Brady. What Tom Brady's doing for the Raiders.
Although, what is he doing, really?
But
they hired a coach and fired him in 1 year. They don't have a coach yet.
But listen, it takes a while.
You're right. You're right.
You can't turn, as you said, or as Aaron Glenn said.
He said it. The battleship.
Ships turn slow, or whatever. To paraphrase that. But no, it's just somebody that can throw a little of the shade away from the owner. Like you said, when the Raiders walk into a room, all eyes are going to be on Brady. Tom Brady's Raiders. They're not thinking about Davis with his, haircut that looks like it was done with a spoon.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is that if you bring in if you brought in Curtis Martin is now our president of football operations. Even if he just showed up, people will talk to him. People respect him. People would want to work for him.
Just make him a mouthpiece. Just make him a guy that talks and distracts people, and I get to go away.
Right.
But the problem with a lot of owners is they want the credit.
That's
they want
it.
the credit.
That's why I want the credit.
Honestly, if I'm an owner, Don, when I want the credit? When I want to be seen? When my team's winning in the divisional round, heading to the AFC Championship game, and they put the camera up in the owner's box, and I'm sitting there high-fiving my kids.
Right. No,
that's when I want to be seen. Not like, oh, we're going to try to hire this guy now. Oh, we're going to try it again. Like, no, I don't want to be seen. I don't want to talk to anybody.
No, when you want to be seen is at the podium at the 50-yard line when they're handing you the Vince Lombardi trophy.
I mean, that's nice too.
Like that's when you should be seen, right? Yeah. And that's ultimately what you would want to have do. But again, it's like the Wizard of Oz, right? There's the great wizard, but there's somebody behind the curtain that's pulling the strings. But Woody keeps moving the curtain because he wants everybody to know that he's the guy.
Yep.
And that's never, ever going to work. A lot of callers. So Pete, Matt, Justin, Griffin, Robbie, hang in there. We'll get to your calls coming up soon. We got a list at 4:30. Don on a Rosenberg at 7.
25th ranked St. John's looks to make it 7 in a row when they host Butler at MSG. Coverage begins today at 6:40 on the ESPN New York app.
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Hey, sorry I missed you. Your call is very important to me. Just not as important as the New Jersey Lottery's Green Ball promotion being back on Pick 3 evening drawings. See, if the green ball's drawn, that's a free second chance to win? So, yeah, you get it. It's only through February 1st, though, so try me after then?
Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. For game odds and promotion details, visit njlottery.com/pick3.
Progressive knows there's so many great things about being a sports fan. Like scoring the company box seats. How great is that? Trick plays that actually work. Prevent defense when your team is winning by a lot. And even more preventative prevent defense as they're hanging on by a thread. And of course, saving money when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's pretty great. Just like trick plays that actually work.
Yeah, but how often does that happen?
Complaining about sports. Not so great. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Welcome back to Yeah, That's a Pepper Thing. First up, we've got Harrison wrapping his Dr. Pepper in a tiny quilt so it feels at home. Oh, how tender. That's a Pepper Thing. And over to Becca, who's whispering affirmations to her can.
You're sweet. You're unique. You're the best thing I ever poured over ice.
She swears it makes it taste better. It's not a science thing, but it's a Pepper Thing. Why do they all do it? All for that sweet, delicious, truly one-of-a-kind taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a Pepper Thing.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiked spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
Not all F words are bad. Some are actually great, like fast, free fiber for 4 months. Yep, switch to Optimum Fiber for as low as $25 a month. Plus, for a limited time, you can get 4 months free, HBO Max included for 1 year, and a 5-year price lock. Don't wait, this free fiber deal won't last long, and the fastest, most reliable, most consistent internet speeds await you. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com/free today. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
One 800-919-3776. Don Hahn and Rosenberg. Peter Roth will be back with us tomorrow, live from Saudi Arabia. That should be interesting. For
live from Saudi Arabia, words we've never said on this show before.
No. For what is it, Anthony? Because it's not SummerSlam, because it's not summer, and it's certainly not
Royal Rumble.
Oh, the Royal Rumble.
It's the Royal Rumble. It's
it's
the
not.
Super
It's
Bowl.
not WrestleMania. No, WrestleMania.
Well, WrestleMania is the Super Bowl. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. Royal Rumble is what will be Royal Rumble be then?
It's like the big four, so probably like Survivor Series, SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. The
They're
big
trying
four.
to equate it to if it's not
Like,
the Super
but what
Bowl.
is it like in sports? What would you say? Like if it's not the Super Bowl?
Divisional weekend in the NFL?
Yeah, probably
that's
like the AFC Championship weekend. Probably like Championship weekend probably would be similar to.
All right. For me, it'll be the Pro Bowl. I won't watch.
That's right.
But from what I understood, my brother was telling me that the stadium they built in Riyadh for the Royal Rumble built it in 20 days.
We may not have ice for the Olympics.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
It was. They must have did it like the pyramids. They must have had like 1 million people, building this stadium to get it in 20 days, and they paid like $250 million for it to be out there. I'm telling you, there will be a Super Bowl in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, we could
the
book
next
that.
20 years.
What do you think
Book
by 2040?
Yeah,
Right, 15 years.
because they've got all kinds of money, and if they just give the NFL like $20 billion to have the Super Bowl there, you telling me they're going to say no?
Why would they say no? They could do it.
They might go, all right, how about $32 billion? We'll give each owner $1 billion. You
Yeah.
think they're going to vote no?
Right, exactly.
But that's where Peter is, so he'll be joining us tomorrow. Let's get back to the busy phones.
Yeah,
Justin,
let's talk to
Thomas River, you're on ESPN New York. What's up, Justin?
Hey, guys. Thank you, as always, for taking my phone call. I really follow the same sentiment as Ira as a longtime Jets fan. And Don, I think you hit the nail on the head. As a longtime Jets fan, we all know Woody Johnson's MO as an owner. He gets impatient very early. You heard it the year before Saleh was fired. He was thinking about firing him. Woody gets very impatient. There's no way that Aaron Glenn would want Jon Gruden hovering over his shoulder knowing that he's on the hot seat coming into this year. And, it's unfortunate because, this fan base deserves so much better.
So true.
It's a loyal fan base. And then you sit there, in the beginning, you actually were optimistic. You heard some of the names with Jim Leonard coming in here, possibly Frank Reich, I thought would be an important piece for developing a future quarterback. But Woody just can't get out of his own way. And unfortunately, Woody Johnson as the owner, I don't think anything's going to change, and it hasn't changed since he's been here. And unfortunately, this organization is so dysfunctional, nobody's going to want to come here. Nobody does want to come here. And I'm going to tell you now exactly what's going to happen. The Jets are going to have the first pick next year, and a player like Arch Manning or whatever is going to say they don't want to come here, and it's going to be the demise of the franchise, just like it was with the Baltimore Colts, unfortunately. And it's going to be an absolute disaster, and I don't see any change coming anytime soon, unfortunately.
Believe me, I would think that Archie Manning would rather have his son Eli play for the San Diego Chargers than have, I guess it's technically his nephew, be on the New York Jets. You know, and to the point we were making before, Justin, is how does the NFL not get involved? Why would you want one of the most important cities in North America have a football team at this level of embarrassment? Why would you want one of your 32 teams to have zero shot because of complete incompetency by your own? I understand you want these guys to live and die on their own, and long as they don't get involved in controversy, you want to leave it alone. But at what point does Goodell step in and go, no, we got to fix this?
I don't
makes
think
no sense.
I don't think it happens because it's not like the owner isn't broke, right? He's not running out of money. And there's nothing salacious happening publicly. I think the only way you have other owners want to step in. You think 31 other owners give a rip about the Jets sucking every year? They actually enjoy it. It's a fun part of the story. Them and the Browns, both pathetic.
Yeah,
Let's keep that going.
No offense to Cleveland, but when you're talking about New York, hey, listen, they probably don't care because they're
do you think it affects their bottom line? Yeah.
But at some point, a commissioner, I know he works for the owners, but he also works for the fans, and he also works for what's best for the league. And when you have a franchise, because why does Donald Sterling have to sell the Clippers? Because he was a racist. Because that's bad for business, right? It's bad to have somebody that evil own a team. Why was McCourt forced to sell? Because of the financial trouble. It's bad for the league. But so don't you think not knowing what the hell you're doing is also bad for the league? It's bad that one of your 32 owners is completely lost in the wilderness and can't get out? You can't find a way to help him?
No.
That's not good for the league?
I'm telling you.
No, you're right.
I thought the same thing, Donnie. I did. I was saying this a couple of weeks ago, and everybody thought I was crazy. Why would Goodell care? They don't do those things, right? But if you're Goodell, how do you not just wonder, like, are they ever going to get it right? They're like, what's the problem there? They're a mess. But then nobody cares in the league because they make tons of money. Everybody else has success. They don't need a New York market like you once did 20, 30, 40 years ago when a New York market mattered to your league. It doesn't anymore. I mean, come on.
But you've got a club that not anybody can get into. You or I just can't have a bunch of money, buy a team, and join the NFL. You got to get approved.
Yeah.
Right? So they care who owns these teams. And I just wonder, they don't want a criminal. They don't want a racist. They don't want, somebody who doesn't have any money.
Yeah, I wouldn't want any of that either.
But also wouldn't want somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. If Woody Johnson
wants who knows what they're doing.
Well, but I'm just saying that if you had let's say Woody Johnson owned another franchise in another sport. Let's say he owned the Buffalo Sabres, all right? And the Buffalo Sabres for 30 years never made the playoffs, embarrassment, complete joke of a franchise. Do you think the NFL would let Woody Johnson buy an NFL team? No, they wouldn't. So now you've got that in-house, and you won't do something about it. But you wouldn't let it in the hen house, but now you can't get him out?
You can't get it out. But again, and the success that he did have mildly at the very beginning in his first – think about it. In the first, 12, 11 years of his ownership, they made the playoffs 7 times, I think, got to the conference finals twice. So it started out fine. It's the last 15 years that have been a disaster, and that's why in American sports, not having something along the lines of relegation doesn't hold any ownership accountable for the way they run their franchise.
Yeah,
you just live with it.
No, and they share the wealth for sure, and they and fortunately for Woody, he's got a passionate fan base that won't give up. Because I bet you if they all gave up and that building was empty, Roger Goodell would step in.
Well, you have to. That's the problem.
You
have to do that, but you can't because it's also a lucrative business to own those tickets and then to resell them to other fans.
Well, I think you saw last year that those tickets were not very valuable. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
Booger McFarland is weekly spot. He'll be joining us next. We got the list at 4:30. More calls, and Anthony Pusick let in at 6. We're taking up until 7 o'clock here on Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
All the way over Barzell, score!
New York Islanders hockey is back at UBS Arena, and it's time to bring the family and make some noise. With more afternoon games this season, the Islanders have special kids-themed games and activities for young fans. Play games pregame at the park and head inside for fun on the concourse and on the ice. Tickets for the 2025-26 season are on sale now. Get your tickets at NewYorkIslanders.com.
New year, new season, same goal. Feel good and stay in the game. But if neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica is holding you back, it's time to handle it. I'm Bart Scott, and I'm telling you to call Dr. J. Shaw at Soundwell Pain. Dr. Shaw is an Ivy League trained, double board certified, and he specializes in getting people back to living pain-free. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical, image-guided treatments that work. Same-day or next-day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. Stop playing through pain. Go to SoundwellPain.com. Relief starts today.
This is Rick Brunson, the assistant coach from the New York Knicks. I'll be driving to our games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing. Just mention I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory and great deals on new vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Rick Brunson sent you.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for three.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Game time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, Alan,
it's Tully time.
The Knicks face the Raptors up in Toronto with coverage immediately following us on 880 at 7 o'clock. The Rangers, they will be out on the island to take on the Islanders. Coverage on 1050 at 6:30. And St. John's plays host to Butler at MSG with coverage on the ESPN New York app starting at 6:40. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. It's Wednesday. It's 4 o'clock. It's time for Booger McFarland. He joins us here on Don Hahn Rosenberg. How are you, sir?
What's up, buddy?
There's so much to get into. I guess we'll start with the championship games.
No, Don, I'm sorry. I'm
sorry.
I'm going to need to interrupt. We got to start with the Belichick stuff, in my opinion.
All right.
Because I saw one of the first people to respond when the news broke yesterday was Booger. And you called it a disgrace, Boog. I'd like to give you the floor and just explain your feelings when you saw that Bill Belichick was not going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year and the reasoning behind it that you saw reported.
Well, I'm just not sure what we were doing as far as, the NFL and this 50-person committee. I mean, the guy's won 8 Super Bowls, 6 as a coach, 2 as a coordinator. He's the epitome of what a first-ballot Hall of Famer should be. And then as the reports trickle out, whether they're true or not, about there may be some members led by Bill Polian who wants him to wait a year because of Deflategate and Spygate. Listen, none of us are perfect. ye who is without sin of any kind, cast the first stone. So, albeit those 11 people trying to kind of be the watchdogs over the doors of the Hall of Fame, shame on them. I mean, he's a first-ballot Hall of Fame. I'm not sure what else you need to do to prove that. I think, somebody like Bill Belichick, this means something to. And here's what I mean by that. He's an historian of the game. Like, he understands the game. He knows the game. He knows more about this game probably than anybody else associated with it. And so even though we would assume he's going to be in the Hall of Fame next year, we assume he's going to be around to see it, the fact that he's not a first-ballot Hall of Famer and there are people that took that away from him because of whatever the reason being, whether it's Spygate, Deflategate, because he wasn't nice to them at the podium, yada, 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 I think it's just wrong. And it continues to devalue the Hall of Fame.
Well,
I'm really not sure how else to put it, but it really is a disgrace to this game of football because everybody who's involved in it ultimately strives to be as good as they can in hopes of one day being that. And when something like this happens, it kind of puts a stain on the Hall of Fame.
It's very well said, Booger. And, this goes to the PEDs in Major League Baseball's Hall of Fame, too, is that if you're going to tell me if you cheat, you're not allowed in, all right, we can have that discussion. All right, he got caught for Spygate, maybe involved in Deflategate, although I think that was more of a Tom Brady thing than a Bill Belichick thing, but it happened on his watch. If you want to say that he's not eligible because he cheated, all right, we can have that conversation. But just because you're a voter in the Hall of Fame does not make you Bill Belichick's mommy and decide, oh, he's going to sit out a year as a punishment. I mean, I don't think you're given that power, Booger, right? You're the power of is he a Hall of Famer or not to deem what he did a punishment and make him sit for a year. What is he, a child?
Well, and on top of that, think about this. The NFL already punished him. I mean, Roger Goodell has already put the punishment in place. So now we're going to make him do it twice. It's a bad look. I'm going to reach out to a few people, and they may not like what I have to say, but I'm just going to reach out and share with them because I know I don't know all 50, but I guarantee you I know 25 of them. And right now everybody's saying, "Yep, I voted for him." Well, guess what? Somebody's lying because there are at least 11 people who voted because you got to get 40. So that means that the maximum number he got is 39. So there's a minimum number of 11 people that didn't vote for him. And so somebody's lying. Like I haven't heard anybody come out and say I didn't vote for him. And to me, I think what's happening right now is you're getting a lot of the people are trying to save face and say I voted for him. And ultimately it's going to come out. Like in this day and age of social media spies and everything and insiders, it's eventually going to come out. And right now Bill Polian seems to be taking the blunt of it. And even Bill said, and which I find is really funny, guys, Bill said, I'm 95% sure I voted for him. Well, hold on, Bill. What the hell does that mean? Like, what happened to the other 5%, Bill? So it's a mockery of what's being done right now. It's a lot of CYA going on right now.
It reminds me of, what was it, Palmero who said I misremembered, right? Like there's a lot of that stuff going on. There's no question. Is there a way, Boog, to fix it? Is there, like, you as a former player, somebody that obviously cares about the game, you're certainly somebody that's a curator, a caretaker of the sport. Is there another way to do this then that stuff like this can't happen? Because it's not the first time, and it's not only football. We've seen this in other sports where the voters are almost like the judge, jury, and executioner, letting, well, you shouldn't be, like Eli Manning, he's not getting in again this year, right? It's like people saying, you have to wait. Oh, you might be a Hall of Famer at some point, but you'll have to wait, and it feels weird. You either are or you aren't. So is there another way to do this?
Well, to me, in life, guys, usually the most simple way is usually the best way. Because what's happened now is we've made this a timing issue and not a talent/Hall of Fame issue. Like, either you're a Hall of Famer or you're not. Like, you shouldn't have to wait 15 years. Like, at the end of 5 years, they should come up and say, you're a Hall of Famer. And it's either yes or no, and we don't have to have this conversation anymore. And because what's happening now is it's almost a timing issue.
Right.
Okay, who else is up? And how many receivers are we letting in? How many linemen are we letting in? Like, how many head coaches? We've changed the rules, and usually in life, and this is a lesson for your listeners, usually in life, the simplest way is usually the best way. Like, when we overcomplicate things, that's when things become not the easiest, and they usually aren't right.
Yeah, and that's also very well said. Now, I'm wondering if they want to punish cheaters, are they going to do the same thing to Tom Brady?
Don't you have to? Like,
you should.
If you're going to say that Bill Belichick is quote unquote has to wait a year and sit in timeout, then Tom Brady led Deflategate. Like he was the guy who was actually throwing the footballs.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be an interesting thing. Because Brady's been retired. This is his second year, so we got, 2 or 3 years left. When Brady comes up, we're going to have to revisit this all over again. And if you thought yesterday, usually social media doesn't galvanize behind anything. And it was it was probably 99.9% what the hell is the NFL doing yesterday? You had everybody from LeBron to Patrick Mahomes. Some of the great dignitaries. I think I saw Barack Obama even tweeted. If you think it galvanized yesterday, man, think about what will happen in 3 years if the GOAT doesn't get in, and he's the all-time winningest quarterback in NFL history with 7 rings. If he doesn't get in, I think 345 Park Avenue may shut down for the day because it'll be people rioting the NFL office if Tom Brady doesn't get in.
And the thing is that we had a caller. He never got to the point about he doesn't shed any tears for Bill Belichick as a Jet fan because he hated Bill because Bill didn't become the Jet head coach and all that. To me, it's not about whether you like him or not. There are a lot of people that don't like Bill Belichick. They were either jealous of him or just didn't like the way he dealt with the media. But if you're going to have a Hall of Fame and you're not going to honor true greatness, then what's worth having it? Bill Belichick's not just in the conversation as the best football coach of all time. He's in the conversation of the best coach, period, ever. You just described Tom Brady as the GOAT, the greatest quarterback of all time. If you're not going to honor these guys, then it devalues the people that are already in there.
There's when you think about the greatest coaches in American sports, I think of Joe Torre. I think of Phil Jackson. I think of Bill Belichick. I think of Red Auerbach. Like some of the greatest coaches that we've ever seen, regardless of the sport that they're in. They just robbed Bill Belichick of having something that goes on his Mount Rushmore. First-ballot Hall of Famer means something. Not a lot of them have been there. And I think in a day and age where we want to give everybody, sometimes we overuse the word GOAT and great. He's great, man. And, when you start talking about the Mount Rushmore, and this is a great radio topic, maybe for the offseason. If you were to put the 4 major sports in America, football, basketball, baseball, and hockey, the 4 major sports, and we listed a Mount Rushmore of the coaches, Belichick's got to be on it, right? Yes. Belichick, Phil Jackson. Who else am I missing?
Scotty Bowman for me is a hockey
Scotty
guy.
Bowman, Scotty Bowman. He's got to be on there. And for a guy who's on that list to not be a first-ballot Hall of Famer in his particular sport says more about the sport than it does about him.
Yeah, you know what? So, what we saw yesterday was how sports can unify all of us no matter what our differences are, right? Because everybody rallies around something that we all know is right and just. And that was the great example yesterday. So that leads me now to just asking you, this is more of a local question. I know you didn't get a lot of time playing against him, if at all, but your careers didn't really intersect much in the NFL. But Eli Manning, with this topic of conversation of you either are or you aren't, it's 2 years now that he has not been voted. Is Eli Manning, in your eyes, a guy that should be in the Hall of Fame?
So this is news to me. Do we know for sure he didn't make it this year?
That's been reported, yeah.
Well, it doesn't look great based on the formula that they use, but we would have said Bill was in, right? So who knows? But it does look like he might have to wait a third year.
Yeah.
Okay. Eli's tough because it's so many different metrics you can use. I think eventually he gets in. Would I say that Eli Manning is a Hall of Famer? If you just ask me right now, yes or no, Eli Manning Hall of Fame, I'd probably say no. I'm a tougher grader than most. I don't think Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Famer. Okay, to me, if you have to waffle, if you have to go back and forth, then you're not.
I agree.
This is not one of those things where, if he's close, you give it to him. No. If you got to go back and forth, then for me the answer is no.
Mm-hmm.
When I say Hall of Fame, it should be yep, Nope.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't be. Let me think about it. I need to go back and deliberate. We need to convince 50 people to vote on it. Like it shouldn't. To me, it should be that easy. Like it should. This shouldn't be overly hard. LaDainian Tomlinson, Hall of Famer? Yes or no? Yes. Let's keep it moving. Antonio Gates? Yes. Zach Martin? Yes. Like you can name a player, and I can give you whether they're a Hall of Famer. Should be able to give you whether they're a Hall of Famer or not in like 2 seconds.
See, I agree with that as a theory. I absolutely agree. It's not saying that I agree that Eli is or isn't, but the theory, and that's what it's supposed to be. It's like Deion saying there should be another level of Hall of Fame for the elite players. And it's like, well, then wait a minute. I thought the Hall of Fame was supposed to be for elite players. So you're saying that even the elite players look at players that are in that Hall of Fame going, I don't know if he's as good as I was. If that's the case, and then we had to make cases, that's, I think, what starts this whole problem in the process of picking Hall of Fame. So that's a wonderful conversation, though, Boog.
Have you seen the list of and I know we're probably up against time, but these are the 15 guys that were eligible. I'm going to name them, and I want a yes or no answer from either one of you. Willie Anderson.
I'm going to say no.
No.
Drew Brees.
Yes.
Jari Evans, the guard for New Orleans.
Yes.
Larry Fitzgerald.
Yes.
Yes.
Frank Gore.
No.
No.
Torrey Holt.
No.
Yeah.
Luke Kuechly.
No.
Yeah.
Terrell Suggs.
Yes.
Adam Vinatieri.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd say yes.
Jason Witten.
No.
Yeah, see, if you have to pause.
Wow. See, that's one we disagree on. Marshall Yonder, guard for Baltimore.
The guards are tough.
I know.
It's so hard with offensive linemen you don't see every day.
There's no metric really.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
You guys are terrible game show hosts. Yes or no? Stop with all the filibuster. Yes or no?
Well, what did you say? If you have to think about it, it's a no.
All right. So the fact that we hesitated, it's no.
Darren Woodson.
Yes.
Yes.
Reggie Wayne.
Another one. If we're thinking about it, just got to say no.
No.
And Eli Manning. Those are the 15 guys that were up, or I guess that made the finalist list this year.
Yeah.
And I would say yes on Eli because I got to see him every day. Never missed a game because of injury. And I do think his regular seasons are underrated in the sense that the career ended poorly. And you will look at the way the Giants were run after Eli left, you know why he struggled towards the end of his career. So I always cringe, Booger, when they say, well, he was only 500 in the regular season. Well, if he retired 2 years earlier,
right,
he would have been 20 games above 500 and nobody would have batted an eye. So, but it's always going to be in the eye of the beholder. There's some slam dunks. But
I think when it's said and done, this rip, I think Drew Brees is getting in this year. I think Larry Fitzgerald is getting in. I think Jason Witten is getting in. I think those three are kind of shoe-ins. I think Luke Kuechly probably gets in. I think those four. Then the fifth one for me, is it time to put Vinatieri in because of some of the game-winning kicks he made? Is it time to go Marshall Yonder? Do we come back with a Willie Anderson since he's waited a while? I purposely think Willie Anderson is a Hall of Famer. He may not be a left tackle; he's a right tackle. But it'll be interesting to see because we are about 8 days away from finding out.
It is a lot of fun. And the thing about Witten, and the reason I hesitate, because he was fabulous, but and it was a different era. The tight end was different. We had this argument a few months ago, Alan, if you remember. I think Jay Novacek was a better tight end than Witten. Now, the stats won't prove that out.
That's just bad. That's a bad take there. It's not. That's just a bad take.
No,
that
it's
is
not.
a horrible take.
It's not a horrible take.
It is.
It's a different world. The tight end, the numbers are not going to be there because tight ends were not used in the same way 20, 30 years ago. And he was on a team that had Irvin and Emmett, but he blocked. He made huge catches. He was a big-time player on that team.
I'd agree with you with everything, but everything that Novacek did, Witten did better. Blocking, catching, route running, impact plays. So I agree. Novacek was an important factor. But everything that Novacek did, Witten did better.
I don't know. I think he did a lot of those things great. He was overshadowed by all those Hall of Famers that were on his team. Witten was maybe during that period of time, was he not their best offensive weapon?
Best target.
I I don't remember. Witten played with a lot of people. Witten was there. Is it Tony Romo? He got a little bit of Zach Martin. Yeah, he was probably their first or second best player.
See, the amazing thing about Romo, Booger, you look at this, his regular season stats are phenomenal. He just, whether it's his fault, whether it's the Cowboys' fault, he just couldn't win the big game. To save his life, he always saved his worst moments for the worst possible time.
Well, it was Jessica Simpson's fault.
Better pro career. Tony Romo or Eli Manning?
Or Romo.
Oh.
Take a look at the stats. Romo was better.
No numbers.
But Eli would beat Romo in every big spot. Romo would always throw the pick at the wrong time. So, I mean, is that wrong to elevate Eli over Romo for that reason?
Isn't that part of the question, too, is that your numbers are your numbers. That's one thing. But there's also something to be said that in the big spot that you came up big. And those two NFC championship performances that he had, especially the one in San Francisco, are legendary. Never mind the throws in the Super Bowl that we always talk about, especially the helmet catch. But to me, big spot, he was always up for it. And that has to be part of the conversation when you're talking about Hall of Fame, right?
I'd agree with that. Even though Tony Romo has better statistics, I think if we're looking at these two quarterbacks in a vacuum, Eli Manning would probably get the nod for me based on just, I can come up with a bunch of superlatives, but the bottom line, he delivered when he needed to.
Yeah.
And, Phillip Rivers, too. The thing about Phillip Rivers that really it's a shame. If he were healthy and if LT were healthy, they might beat the Patriots in 2007. They were in that. I think they lost by 10 points, but he was hurt, Tomlinson was hurt, and they had them on the ropes in Foxborough. So it might have been Rivers versus Eli.
Let's not go down the what-if category. If Hahn had a little bit more athletic ability, maybe he could have made it to the NBA. So let's not do the what-if then.
But if I lose 21-10 in the championship game and my running back and my quarterback aren't playing, I'm sorry, that's going to affect the game, man.
Yeah, but I get what he's saying. You know what we're doing here, though, fellas? This is exactly
fun. This is a good time.
But it's great. And this is sort of what does go on when it comes to debating of who should be in the Hall of Fame among the committee. This is what you're supposed to do, and this is what they do. They try to make a case for their guy, and they discuss it around. Some people argue, and they go back and forth, and that's really what the process is about. But the voting process shouldn't be about whether or not I now want to have an impact. It's the same thing as baseball. I don't want him to be a unanimous, so I'm not going to vote for him. He'll get in. He'll get other people's votes. I'm not giving him my vote just so he's not unanimous. That's a God complex, Bug. I said this earlier in the show. I don't like that as part of the process. We can debate and argue and try to convince each other. That's great, what we just did here. But don't then leave the room and cast a vote because you want to have some sort of control or say whether or not somebody is either unanimous or whether or not somebody gets in first time around. That's when, to me, you're abusing the power.
Did we ever figure out the one voter that didn't vote Jeter unanimous? If I remember correctly, it was one, right?
Yeah, it was one.
They are allowed to come forward, unlike the NFL, but he's chosen not to come forward, or she.
Yeah, coward. That's all I'll say. Just like these 11 people with Bill Belichick, to bring it full circle. Like if you, there's an old saying in the streets, hey, put your name on it. Like if you feel a certain way, that's fine.
Stand on it.
Just put your name on it.
Yeah.
Well, put your name on it and come forward, and maybe, I doubt it, but maybe you'll give me a compelling argument that I might look at differently. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be about, right, Booger, is we go back and forth. But if you're going to hide, well, then there is no debate, and that's not the way it's supposed to be.
Well, if you were to tell me, if one of these 11 voters said, well, he cheated not only once, he cheated twice. Spygate and Deflategate are two separate things, and he cheated twice. So, therefore, I can't vote him in this time. I may disagree, but you know what? There's a valid argument for a guy that cheated twice. Like, to me, that would be a valid, even though I vehemently disagree, you could convince me, maybe in a vacuum, that, you know what? Maybe you're right. But the fact that you can't come forward and right now Bill Polian is taking the blunt of it, and Bill, hopefully between now and the time that, it happens next week, Bill finds that 5% somewhere so we can figure out who he voted for.
Booger, I'd love to find out the explanation of the guy that didn't vote for Jeter.
Yeah, you know what it is. I just didn't want to give it to him.
No, I don't want to first because there's those guys. I don't believe in first ballot Hall of Famers. Then give me your vote
unanimous
back.
or unanimous.
Give me your vote back.
Someone told me Babe Ruth was not a unanimous
No, he
first
was
ballot. Is that true?
He was
11 votes shy. I think it was like 95%.
Jesus.
No, because these people.
What are we doing, man? Come on, man. What are we doing?
It's Tonka truck. It's awful. But
can I say I think this was the best spot Booger's ever done with us. This was phenomenal.
Awesome.
Hey, listen, man. You know, every now and then you get good topics we can talk about. And you know what's amazing also is when there's only 3 of us on the phone call instead of 4. Where's Peter at? Is he in like Abu Dhabi somewhere?
Yes, he's in Riyadh. He's seriously for the whatever, the wrestling, the yo-yo stuff.
The yo-yo stuff.
Royal Rumble.
Do you guys make fun of him about wrestling being fake? I'm just curious.
Oh yeah.
I mean he knows it's not real. It's scripted. They like to use the word scripted.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Scripted. Okay, that's the one we're gonna go with. Scripted. Good.
Well, it's working out for him. It's not my thing, but you know what? Teach their own, Booger. That's how we get.
Oh, hey, big guy. He's been doing it a long time. He's making a lot of bread. Good for him. It's always good talking to you guys. And if you guys find out who these 11 people are, please let me know because I would definitely love to just send them a nice, stern letter.
Well, I would just say that the 11 people that did not vote for Babe Ruth are dead. So I think we can
those
definitely
11,
say they're no longer with us. Thank you, Booger. That was a lot of fun.
Great stuff.
Joins us at 4:30 every Wednesday. We'll have him on next week, so we'll get into who he likes in the Super Bowl. But that was great. That was, I was going to kind of throw about the championship games and then get into
I'm sorry,
Belichick. But no, I'm glad because that
like
gave us more time to get into what I think was the real story of the day.
Yeah.
More debate coming up because I got a list.
Oh boy.
It's Wednesday. It's 4:30. The list is next. ENN at 6 with Anthony Pusick. We'll take you up until 7 o'clock here on ESPN New York.
It's the last call for football on FanDuel, folks. One final Sunday, one final kickoff, the last chance to place your bets before the NFL season closes its tab. This is Super Bowl 60, and FanDuel is making sure you're in on it. If you're a new customer, bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. So, whether you're backing the Pats, the Seahawks, it makes no difference. Ride the underdog, go with the favorite, make a parlay, make it count, because after the Super Bowl, the season's over, and football's officially done. Last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. 21 and over, physically present in New York. First online, real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
25th ranked St. John's looks to make it 7 in a row when they host Butler at MSG. Coverage begins today at 6:40 on the ESPN New York app.
Ox Spine at New York Presbyterian is always in pursuit of a better way to heal the spine. We're getting more people moving again with minimally invasive, non-surgical, and surgical treatments with innovative solutions for every back and spine condition and your unique needs. Expert spine care is available now across New York City and Westchester. Find a doctor at nyp.org/oxspine. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
And now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. Not an easy ride on the FDR southbound. We've got lots of snow buildup on the off-ramps. Also, police department activity just picked up by East Houston. You're crawling there from the Triborough Bridge on down. Best of it's the outbound George, southbound Egan and Henry Hudson. Cross Bronx westbound, packed from the Bruckner on through. Inbound George looking really good for both the upper and lower decks. Cross Bronx eastbound slows you down with a broken down dump truck in the right lane by Castle Avenue. Outbound Lincoln Arena about 20 to 30. Outbound Hahn 15 to 20. Parkway northbound in Jersey not moving much over by exit 151 in Bloomfield. Crash in the center lane. You're stopped from 280 in East Orange. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
We are back, and we are looking at a pretty lopsided matchup, Jim. That's right, Ron. I mean, in one corner, we've got a 175-pound guy, and in the other, a 6,000-ton heavyweight train?
Jim, this guy has no idea what he's getting himself into.
It's no contest. Every day, people tempt fate and die trespassing on railroad tracks. See tracks? Think train.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a time out to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering buy one, get one 50% off and every day 0% financing. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends January 31st, 2026.
For 100 days, I'm going to cross the 7 continents because the answers to everything important are out there at the edges of our world. I'm stepping into the unknown. Where are we going? To see our planet
This is amazing.
as it's never been seen before. From pole to pole.
Pole to Pole with Will Smith from National Geographic. Now streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu.
Show me the way.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You just made the list, buddy.
This is The List with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Always a lot of fun to do lists.
I'm excited.
So
I know nothing about it.
But you will. So the Islanders and Rangers are playing tonight.
Yep.
And it's much bigger for the Islanders than it is for the Rangers. Rangers are last. Islanders in third place last I checked in the Metropolitan Division.
Big
which
points.
means an automatic bid into the playoffs. So here's my part. I'm going to give you the top 5 Islanders and the top 5 Rangers of all time. Okay? Then you and I are going to curate a list on the air of the top 5 New York hockey players.
So out of the 2
So out of the
lists,
10,
we then make one list.
we make one list.
I'm excited.
This should be good, right?
Yes, very good. Go.
All right, so let's start with the Rangers.
Yep.
I've got at number 5 Henrik Lundqvist. Didn't win a championship, but only one did in recent vintage, and that, of course, is Mike Richter. And I'm sorry, Henrik Lundqvist is better than Mike Richter. To me, Henrik Lundqvist was better than Eddie Jockeman. So I've got Henrik Lundqvist as number 5 on the list. Jean Rattel didn't spend his entire career with the Rangers, but was right there and would have won even a bunch more Norris trophies if not for Bobby Orr.
Got to a final, right?
Jean Rattel in 72,
Yeah.
Number 4. Mark Messier, number 3.
Messier's
Now, he
great.
obviously didn't spend his whole career with the Rangers, but a good bulk of it, and, of course, Slade the Dragon in 94.
Yep.
This is where it gets a little interesting.
Very interesting now.
I've got Rod Gilbert at 2.
Wow.
Because Brian Leetch, to me, is the greatest Ranger of all time. Brian Leetch was a Conn Smythe Trophy winner. He played his position better than anybody played any position on the New York Rangers. So I've got Brian Leetch at 1, Rod Gilbert a very, very close second. So Henrik Lundqvist at 5, Jean Rattel 4, Mark Messier 3, Rod Gilbert 2, Brian Leetch 1. Frank Borchard, we can go, but that's way, way back 100 years ago, so I didn't go there as a honorable mention.
Yeah.
Jockeman, certainly an honorable mention. Adam Graves, Mike Richter, all the other retired numbers, but I'm comfortable with these 5. What say you?
No, I don't, like, nothing jumps out at me like, wow, this is an egregious omission.
I think people might have a problem with Gilbert not being 1. But I've got Leetch.
Old timers will, right?
Yeah.
Because of I mean, again, Brad Park wasn't around.
Yeah, Park was Brad Park was the one. I was talking about with there was with Rattel with the Bobby Orr.
Rattel and Park. Right. Yeah.
I'm talking about. Yeah, I guess
they had their success there.
That was a bad job by me. But Jean Rattel, I still have it for.
Yeah. Just trying to think, and then anything that goes back to like the 40s and stuff is
well, they don't honor them.
Yeah,
we've had this conversation with Howie Rose. Like, there's all those guys, the Cook brothers. Like, there's a blind spot because there's no video. It was such a long time ago.
We were at war.
Really, it's a shame. We were at war. We had chicken wire as glass. It was just a different time.
Yeah.
All right,
okay.
this is where I think we can have some fun because now the top 5 Islanders.
Let's go. What do you got?
Number 5, I've got Pat LaFontaine. What was it? 8 years with the Islanders, but massive numbers, and was a terrific player. Who are you taking out? Billy Smith, I have at 4.
Wow, 4.
And then the usual suspects: Brian Trottier 3, Denny Potvin 2, Mike Bossy 1.
Okay.
All right, so what do you say? Because this is a lot closer to your heart than the Rangers.
Yes.
So now Clark Gillies, his number's retired. I could have went Al Arbor if I wanted to just throw coach in.
Well, if you're doing coaches, then you gotta, then we're all over the place.
I could say
stick with players.
John Tavares, but then Islander fans would want to jump me.
No, you can't do Tavares. I mean, with these names, how could you possibly do Tavares?
No. All right, so who you taking?
LaFontaine's the only non-Stanley Cup winner. That says a lot. I'm not taking anybody out. I probably would put Potvin number 1.
Okay.
I've always considered him the most important player.
Yeah. Well, especially being the defenseman, right?
Because of but also what he brought once he arrived. Like, there was just something with him. But the Trottier Bossy chemistry and what they did as teammates just is insane. And then Smitty being one of the best money goaltenders. I don't think Bill Smith is considered one of the best goalies in the history of hockey, but he might be one of the best. Like, he's like the Eli Manning. When you needed to be your best, he was his best.
Yeah, don't look at his stats. Him and Grant Fuhr, because you'll be like, oh my God, what kind of save percentage? What kind of goal against average is that? Well, different time, but they were money. They were money goaltenders for sure.
Yeah, I can't. Again, it's hard to argue these. The more modern era Islander players, they just haven't had that kind of success to even pale it pales in comparison to this group. So, yeah, right. I think it's a very fair list to make right there. So we can build off this.
So if we take the 10.
Yep.
Who is the best of the 10?
The best player?
Yeah. And then we can work our way down to a top 5.
Well, now again, Mark Messier is the best player.
Well,
you're
talking
about
as a Ranger
New York
Islander.
Yeah.
Right. So I am not. Mark Messier is the best player.
Yeah, we're not
10,
considering Messier's Oilers career.
No, so as Islanders, as Rangers, when they played in New York, this would be the top 10. So of these 10, who is the best New York hockey player? And if you're telling me Potvin is over Bossy,
I think Dennis Potvin's the best player out of these 10.
I think Dennis Potvin's 1.
You have to understand this Norris Trophy winning. This guy was not only a tremendous offensive player, but he hit the crap out of you. Like, he was tough.
Oh yeah,
It's like Scott Stevens always reminded me of Potvin. Whenever I watch Scott Stevens play.
Yeah, no, it's
very similar guys. And Stevens really wasn't as much an offensive player later on in his Devil years as he was earlier in his career.
When he was a Capital, for sure.
Yeah, but those guys. So
yeah.
I don't want to. I'm not showing favor. I think Potvin as a New York hockey player, out of that group, is the best.
Yeah, I agree. So because I was back and forth, then I would have Bossy 2.
Bossy over Leach.
And I'd put Leach 3.
Okay, I don't think that's crazy. I think you can make a case either way. But there was no greater scorer in the history of either franchise than Mike Bossy.
Right, and he was absolutely amazing. So now it gets tough with 4 and 5.
The last 2. Well, all right.
Because we got Trottier at 3. We got Rod Gilbert. I would probably put at 4. Then if I'm going to go with Leach over Gilbert, I would probably put it 4.
And Gilbert, Bossy, like in that realm, because I mean, Boy, I got to tell you though, Donnie, Brian Trottier proved that he didn't it's like Dwayne Wade winning without LeBron, right? Like I know I was better with you, but I proved I can win without you too, and that was Trotz when he went to Pittsburgh.
I know, but that could be. But we're not counting Pittsburgh.
I know.
Yeah, and just like Messier winning the cup without Gretzky.
Yep.
His 5th cup in Edmonton, and then winning his 6th with the Rangers.
So if you do Gilbert, your argument now is Trottier or Messier. Gilbert is 4. Leach is 3.
Don't you think Trottier did more with the Islanders than Messier did with the Rangers?
Yes.
Even though he won in '94. But remember, Messier slayed the Dragon as he was the captain. Leach won the Conn Smythe of that playoff.
Yes.
So
we will need a disclaimer or somebody might kill you.
What do you
what's
mean?
That?
Oh, no, when you post this, you got to say only New York years count.
Yeah, please.
If Mark Messier is not on a top 5 list of something.
No, because then that'd be lazy. Because then we're gonna be taking stuff from other places. Which
you
it
can't
wouldn't
do.
Be fair.
Yeah,
right?
You can't do.
Because Gretzky would be 1 done. But not Gretzky's not on this list because of everything he accomplished with the Rangers. He doesn't belong on this list.
Right.
As if I'm giving a list of players, Messier would be number 1. I mean, Gretzky would be number 1.
So Messier won the Hart as a Ranger, right?
Yeah.
He was an MVP. So did Trottier.
Right.
Trottier won everything. He won the Ross points. He won the Calder as a rookie. He won it all as a New York player.
Yeah, it's got to be
4
Trottier.
cups. Right?
So make sure when you post this.
Dude, you made a list of the best New York players, and 3 of them are Islanders.
Well, but
they're going to hate
you taking out.
That's to me, Anthony.
Now,
when you post this,
I'm not
to
posting
say who
anything.
You're taking out.
It's
you
not
don't
me.
Have to post it.
I don't post it.
Oh,
no. But all right, you're a Ranger fan, Anthony.
Yes.
Be posted.
Now you didn't see any of these guys play, so
no, so it didn't happen.
You saw Leach as a Leaf and as a Bruin.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, you know your history.
I do.
Do you have a problem with this top 5? If we go Trottier 5, Gilbert 4, Leach 3, Bossy 2, Poppin 1.
I would
only counting their times in New York. Would you have a problem with this list?
I wouldn't be allowed back in my house if I didn't, for my dad, say Gilbert should be number 1. It's a shame that he wasn't on the NHL's top 100 players of all time, and he's been snubbed for being a great player, even though he never won. Now that I can move on from that.
All right. Because we love your dad.
Yes. I'd probably, based on the way that my dad always talked about him, I would probably put Gilbert over Leach, but we're arguing placement, not whether or not they should be there.
Right.
And now, not diminishing anything that Potvin, Bossy, or Trottier did during that amazing Islander run, how much does slaying the Dragon for Messier count?
But again...
And again, we're not talking about what he did as an Oiler.
Right.
So we're just talking
I
about
get
his
it.
2 stints with the Rangers.
But how do you quantify, other than the fact that he was the captain of the team, that he slayed the Dragon when it was Leach that was the Conn Smythe Trophy winner of that playoff?
Guarantee. Listen, yes, I don't.
I get it.
I don't.
I get it.
Disagree with you, and it's hard. And you're gonna get. I'm telling you right now. If I sent this to Jake, who handles our social media.
Oh boy.
I said top 5 New York hockey players based on their time here. I don't know how else to say it. And
who are you taking out?
With that, you'd have to say that Trottier's full body of work as an Islander is probably equal to or slightly better than Messier's time with the Rangers.
Yeah, well, you can definitely say that. In fact, you would say it's better because, again, scoring title, Rookie of the Year, and MVP.
And
now
this is why the social media aspect
Mark
of
was
this.
a runner-up for MVP in 1 year. He won one, and he was a runner-up as a Ranger. But that's it.
It's crazy.
But it just shows you, though, that in we've had some great players come through.
No, listen, we've had and there's a couple of things that we need because when you're having a conversation on the air, it's different than when you just post the list because people don't read, they don't pay attention.
Nobody
We're
reads
gonna get
these.
Devil fan. Well, there's no where's Martin Brodeur? I came up with this list. I'm making it New York because the Islanders and the Rangers are playing each other. Last I checked, there's never been 3 teams playing each other in the same game. All right.
And the Devils are in New Jersey.
But that's if the Rangers are playing the Devils tonight, I would have probably came up with that.
Right. I agree. I get it.
So
this is not a
right.
This
so
doesn't
how about we
include all
label
three
it this way, okay? Because we're going to say New York, the Devils are there in the tri-state area.
Well, list it like this: the title should be Islanders versus Rangers, and then say top 5 players from both franchises,
or the top. Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Of both franchises, whatever it is.
Why not any New York Americans from 1925 to 1942?
That's true.
See,
they were very good.
And when Richard does that, then you scold him, because that's the only person that would call in to complain that we don't have any Americans.
Stan Fischler would too.
Stan.
He was a big Americans fan.
I love Stan. I've actually talked more with Stan since I got the Devil job, because he's always picking my brain about articles. It's so cool.
Love the Maven.
He is amazing. So there's our list.
I like
love
it.
Hate
Call
it.
in.
Debate
Fight
it.
us.
That could be the love it, hate it, debate it. That could be something. We can make that. That's a nice slogan for the list,
That's a good
right?
slogan. Yeah. You got to sell it a little bit better. You got the voice for it, so we'll work on it.
Love it, hate it, debate it. 1-800-919-3776. So much to get into. And Anthony Pusick led ENN coming up at 6. Don Hahn Rosenberg till 7. Then it's the Knicks and the Raptors. Top 5 greatest Knicks Raptors. That'll be coming up next Wednesday on ESPN New York.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Not all F words are bad. Some are actually great, like fast, free fiber for 4 months. Yep, switch to Optimum Fiber for as low as $25 a month. Plus, for a limited time, you can get 4 months free, HBO Max included for 1 year, and a 5-year price lock. Don't wait, this free fiber deal won't last long, and the fastest, most reliable, most consistent internet speeds await you. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com/free today. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
To the net. Score! The New York Islanders are back in action with a brand new theme night schedule you won't want to miss. Bring your friends out for the holidays and take home a custom holiday replica jersey or arrive early for special bobblehead giveaway nights for Matt Barzell and Bo Horvat. Barzell for Horvat. Score! Explore the full theme night schedule at NewYorkIslanders.com.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Step inside the game you love with the NBA app. Tap to watch every game as it's happening.
Jalen Brunson does it again!
And never miss a moment of the jaw-dropping action. Get closer to the players than anywhere else. Follow the latest schedules, scores, and stats. Keep up with every story from across the league. And with NBA ID, it's all personalized to you. The game lives here. Download today.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Oh, wow.
Little Asia.
How did you feel about Asia?
When it came out in 1982.
Yep.
This is a humongous song.
Yes. This is also a very triumphant opening, right?
Yeah, very much so.
And then you get the guitar solo comes in. Very 80s.
Only time will tell.
Only time will tell. Listen to this. Listen to this voice right here. It gives you a little intro.
Was it the 40-year-old virgin? He had the Asia poster framed.
So when I was a kid, next door to us, it was like a rental house for a while. And for one summer, a band called Firefox rented the house. And they just jammed in the attic. And then they'd come out, like they would do gigs, and so a truck would come to load up all their stuff. And like they would play stuff like this. And it was really good. And I'm like, what am I, 10 years old? They're like, long-haired freaks, but they were awesome guys. And so like you felt kind of cool. Like they'd let you come in and like where they were jamming, if they were like practicing or whatever, you could come in and just sit and watch. Like it was crazy, but it was like it was like one of those like cool summers that didn't feel like it was real when you look back.
Wow. That must have been cool, man.
It was awesome. And they played like a lot of that style of music. They had a synthesizer, they had a really good guitarist, and the lead singer could sing anything. I always thought they'd go on to do great things, but
I think I heard of them, but
maybe they did. They weren't like Zebra. Zebra was big on the island.
I loved Zebra.
You did?
Who's Behind the Door. There was
did
two
love
songs
Zebra.
by Zebra that was like Who's Behind the Door, and there was another song, but there were two songs by Zebra.
Yeah, they're
Tell Me What You Want.
Tell Me What You Want. Jake, if you can find Tell Me What You Want, I'm buying you lunch tomorrow. Because I don't know if you can find it. That song
on YouTube.
That song was huge.
But Who's Behind the Door was the other song. Those are the only two songs.
They
were a Long Island band too, right?
Oh, very Long Island, yeah.
And the Good Rats, they were Long Island too, right?
They had one more song, and I can't remember. There was a third song that I know was like really good.
Did you find Tell Me What You Want, Jacob? He's still searching.
Lead singer had a hell of a voice.
Oh, here we go.
There you go. This is so 80s.
I love Zebra.
Listen to when he hits the pitch, though, in his voice, man. Very Robert Plant.
Oh.
All right, Don. All right. I didn't know you knew Zebra.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know they reached New Jersey.
Oh, yeah. They made it to Jersey. That was
like a
songs.
big – I don't know if you've ever heard of WBAB on Long Island.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
But that was like a big WBAB thing when they played Zebra. It was like this proud – like Twisted Sister. Dee Snider's from the island. Like there was something like proud about like they're from – it's the Bon Jovi and stuff
cool.
like that in Jersey.
Yeah, but that's – they didn't quite make it to the Bon Jovi level, but definitely like that's cool.
Now, what do you think held them back though? Because that song should have hit, right?
Right, and I think Who's Behind the Door is the other song. If you can find that one, Jacob. But you got to have more than two good songs, I guess. But those are the only two songs I heard.
No, you only need one. You needed one to get you out there.
Oh man, well
Van Halen used a cover to become popular.
Just so you know, these segments are useless to our YouTube audience.
I know.
That's true. But you know what?
YouTube can't hear any of this stuff.
But
you can look
some
it up.
of it. Tell me what you want. Just like the real thing.
It sounds just like it. You know what I do? You know what I do at home? Stephanie gets so mad at me.
Oh no.
Stephanie loves to sing along. And there's like my son always does this to her. Who sings this?
Oh yeah, Nancy does that to me sometimes. Yeah.
But I'll do this. Stephanie will start singing along, and I'll go, Alexa, stop. And she gets so mad at me. I'm like, I thought that was the radio playing. It sounded so good, like Fergie and Jesus.
Oh, wow. All right. Tommy in Connecticut wants to take exception to the list. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Tommy?
No, I don't want to take exception to it, and also always good to talk to you, gentlemen. I'm trying to think of who I would bounce to get Henrik in there. Because,
that's the problem, right?
It's hard to do that.
And I mean that is a fantastic 5-person list.
Right?
I think because Mike Bossy's career ended shortly.
10 years.
Because
still 10
I would
years.
put Hank somewhere in the top 5.
You would take Mike. So you take Mike Bossy out.
One of the best goal scorers that's ever lived.
Yeah. One of the greatest goals, like pure goal scorers ever, and everyone said that in that time. Like Gretzky said it. There was no one better.
I know. I don't feel good about this, Alan, and I'm a Ranger fan, and I have great appreciation for those early '80s Islander teams. But Henrik was like, what was it, like the 292nd pick in the draft?
I know, it's amazing, but
but
here's the thing. Listen, I got to call Henrik's entire career. Like his first year with the Rangers was my first year doing pre and post.
That is awesome, Donnie.
And it's definitely like I'm going to tell my grandkids if I'm alive when Marco and Jalen have kids that I got to call games for Crosby and Ovechkin and Lundqvist is going to be on that list. But take a look at the goals for the Islanders each season for Mike Bossy. 53, 69, 51, 68, 64, 60, 51, 58, 61, and the last year of his career, 38. He scored
38.
573 goals. Think about this. 573 goals in 752 games.
Mm-hmm.
So
he averaged 50 goals a season.
I'm sorry. I mean, listen, God love Hank. You're not taking Bossy off the list. You're not taking Poppin off the list. You can't take Leach.
No, can't take Leach.
You can't take any. I mean, if you can't.
Gilbert, you can't take him off the list.
You can't.
First of all, Gilbert, just the fact that he was running with Clyde and Pearl and Namath. Like, think about that. I still say somebody's got to make a movie. Like, I was trying. The next time I see Ben Stiller, I got to push that. Like, we got to make a movie based off of that, where you probably can't use the same names, but everybody will know who they are.
Know who they are.
And you just create this New York in the early 70s, and they all just would hang out and just tear it up.
Well,
oh, Lord.
Rod one time told me, he's like, Donnie, I did better than Joe Namath because I stayed in New York in the offseason. 1-800-919-3776. Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg till 7 o'clock here on ESPN.
God bless.
Who's ready to hit the ice? Get ready for another exciting hockey season with BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. From same-game parlays to live bets, you can call your shot during any play. Rooting for your favorite players? You'll find all sorts of markets for betting on any star's performance on any given night. Don't miss any of the action on the ice by getting all your picks in with BetMGM. Ready to shoot your shot? Download the app today and make your bets. BetMGM. Make it legendary.
BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards may vary and expire in 7 days. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. We're going to start off in Jersey. Still not so great on the Parkway northbound. Right after exit 151 in Bloomfield, a crash in the center lane. Traffic is jammed there from 78 in Hillside. Inbound George, no delays for both the upper and lower decks. Cross Bronx eastbound slows you down. We still have that broken down dump truck in the right lane by Castle Avenue. Best of it's the outbound George, looking good on the southbound Egan and Henry Hudson. West Side Highway northbound, just some pockets of slowdowns from the 70s. Outbound Lincoln already about 30 minutes. Outbound Holland 15 to 20. Bumper to bumper on the BQE eastbound, trying to make your way into Queens. Broken down van in the right lane right before the Kosciuszko Bridge. This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Visit MAD.org. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Listen, I know the mentality. You try to play through pain and walk it off. Push through one more day. But when it comes to neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, that's a losing game. That's when you call Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain. Dr. Shaw is one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and he focuses on non-surgical solutions that get real results. No cuts, no downtime, no dependence on pain meds. He builds you a custom game plan for you so that you can move better, feel better, and live pain-free. Same day or next day appointments are available. Visit SandwellPain.com. Stop managing pain. Start beating it.
Hey, sorry I missed you. Your call is very important to me. Just not as important as the New Jersey Lottery's Green Ball promotion being back on Pick 3 evening drawings. See, if the green ball's drawn, that's a free second chance to win. So, yeah, you get it. It's only through February 1st, though, so try me after then.
Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. For game odds and promotion details, visit njlottery.com/pick3.
Progressive presents the Passionate Sports Fan Checklist. Signed jersey of your favorite bench warmer? Check. 14 bobbleheads that look nothing like the players they're emulating? Check. Twin TVs so you can watch the game on 2 different networks simultaneously? Check. Life-size wall sticker of your favorite player that routinely freaks you out at night? Check. A second life-size wall sticker so after the first one freaks you out, you see the second and you're like, oh right, the wall stickers. Check and mate. Bundle your renters and auto insurance with Progressive and save on protection for the things on your checklist. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers not available in all states or situations covered subject to policy terms.
Welcome back to Yeah, That's a Pepper Thing. First up, we've got Harrison wrapping his Dr. Pepper in a tiny quilt so it feels at home. Oh, how tender. That's a Pepper Thing! And over to Becca, who's whispering affirmations to her can.
You're sweet. You're unique. You're the best thing I ever poured over ice.
She swears it makes it taste better. It's not a science thing, but it's a Pepper Thing! Why do they all do it? All for that sweet, delicious, truly one-of-a-kind taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a Pepper Thing!
ESPN New York, now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Is the Who's Behind the Door. The lesser known of the two Zebra songs, but I also like this one.
Bringing me back, man.
Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, Alan.
It's Tully time!
The Knicks face the Raptors up in Toronto, coverage beginning right after us on 880 at 7 o'clock. Rangers visit the Islanders with coverage on 1050 at 6:30, and St. John's will play host to Butler at MSG with coverage on the ESPN New York app at 6:40. So quite the busy day here for ESPN New York. Tullamore Dew, the original triple distilled, triple blended, and triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. All right, the Giannis of it all. Again,
he says with disdain in his voice.
Well, just because we've been on this way ahead of everybody else, thanks to the work of Alan Hahn, and the conversations today are that the Bucks are talking to the teams, and the Knicks are one of the teams they're talking to. And honestly, this feels to me like a lot of the people on the NBA beat, they're trying to get through with right now are kind of the dog days of the NBA. All right, you've already had the in-season tournament. We're a long way before the season's over. The All-Star game, nobody cares about anymore. So you need to kind of keep people awake until we get to the playoffs. And this is going to keep people awake because it's one of the biggest players in the league, and the Knicks are one of the most popular teams in the league. But here's the money quote from Shams for me on NBA Today. Because if you want a world in which the Knicks are going to make a trade for Giannis now, the question then becomes, what are the Bucks looking for in a Giannis deal?
The Bucks are being patient, but my sources say that they're giving indications that they want either a young blue chip talent and or a surplus of draft picks, and probably a combination of both things as they sift through these offers this week and next week's. They're not in any rush because they could handle this in the offseason, but in the offseason, that's where Giannis will have even more level of control because next year will essentially be the expiring final year of his contract because he is a player option in 2027. And so the closer you get to the end of your contract, the more leverage a player like Giannis will have in determining where he ends up because any team that trades for Giannis needs to know whether he wants to be there long-term given how much they're going to have to give up.
Do the Knicks have anything that Shams just said?
No. And no one else does either.
What are we talking about?
Well, no one else does either.
That's why this has to happen in the offseason because once he gets to the offseason and says, I want to be a Knick, game, set, match.
Here's the problem. And this is everything he said there. God bless Shams. He's talking to a national audience. I've told everybody this in New York. Everybody that is, that wants to get hysterical about this stuff and people that can't understand why I'm not just going crazy about it, why I keep tamping it down, is all the things he just said. Giannis is the one that has the power. The problem is he's afraid to wield it. He will not say the words that need to be said. And that is, I want to be traded. My time here is done. I've done all I can in Milwaukee. I loved my time here, but I need to move on. He won't do it. He blames his agent, or he says, well, the team's trading me. I have no control over this. He refuses to say it. And until he does, the Bucks have no reason to trade him. In fact, they don't want to trade him. I can tell you this. They don't want to trade him. They could still offer him a 4-year, $280 million extension in the summer. Before the season starts, they could offer him that. And they want to convince themselves that he'll take that money because no one else can offer him that. And that's what they're hoping for. So believe it or not, they're also looking at the trade deadline and they're looking at teams saying, well, maybe we could shake up our roster and try to get a better player or two. And Giannis will go, I kind of like this guy. I want to play. This guy's pretty good. Maybe I want to stay here. Or, which I think is going to happen, and Wendy was saying this morning on Get Up. One other option is he's had 2 calf strains. He's not happy. He doesn't want to be here. Well, we're going to shut you down for the rest of the season, and we're going to go right into the tank. And we can keep our draft pick. We can make a really good draft pick, and maybe we'll get lucky in the lottery like Dallas did. And maybe we'll be able to get ourselves a player that Giannis looks and goes, all right, there's actually an interesting future here all of a sudden. Maybe I want to be part of that. And then he won't want to leave. They're hanging on to that because until he walks in the door and tells them, guys, I'm done. I'm out. I need to go. Let's make something happen. They're not going to really push to make a trade. And one more thing. You're seeing reports that there are teams making aggressive offers. Yeah, they're calling. As I said this yesterday, the Knicks will be one of them because this is what a good functioning franchise does. Star player wants to play for you. It's a very difficult trade to make, but you still call anyway because you want to see. What's everybody offering? What's the asking price? Can we meet it? How would it look for us? Let's just make sure we stay in the conversation. Don't do anything without talking to us. You stay involved because that's what a smart organization does. So everybody's doing that right now. But what no one knows is that the Bucks are putting the price so high that it can't possibly be met. And then they can once again look at Giannis and go, we tried, man. We just can't get good offers for you. And that's what I think is going to end up happening here. Is it possible he could be traded by the deadline next week? It's possible. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't. I still say, as I've said all year, it's going to be an off-season move. It'll probably happen in July, if not on draft night.
Well, it keeps gaining traction because what else is there to talk about? I mean, it's really too early to start talking about playoffs and seeding and scoreboard watching, right?
Of course.
You know, we all kind of know it's basically OKC versus the field. And there's only a handful of teams in the East. I think the Knicks are one of them.
Detroit's really good.
Detroit's really good, but
Yeah.
I think people need to see it to believe it in the postseason. Just like Cleveland last year, they're running away with the conference and what ended up happening in the playoffs. And that team certainly had more postseason experience than Detroit does.
Yep.
And the Knicks, right? So really, what else is there to talk about? I'm not saying that these are made up, but I just
No, there's smoke.
People are, but I think they're trying to fan a flame at the same time because it's late January and there's not a lot going on in the NBA regular season right now until we get to the playoffs. It's a problem. That's why they have the in-season tournament. But drama is always something to kind of move the needle,
of course,
in the NBA. And you got people covering it. And there's what other hot story do we have? Nobody's on any kind of a real run that's been overly impressive. OKC started out like a house on fire, and now they're kind of playing with their food because they know how good they are. I mean, you tell me you're close to it every day. What are the stories other than Giannis?
It's the fact that, first of all, the trade deadline in itself is every year, annually this time of year, there's always the name player that is disgruntled. Every year there's a disgruntled player. Every year. And really, no one is spending enough time talking about John Morant. That's the guy that I would keep an eye on because he's miserable. His franchise knows they need to blow the thing up. And that's somebody that he's a little toxic, but there's always that one team that's willing to make an effort to get a player of that caliber and hope it works out for them. So, it's always the big-name players on the move that are the big sells. So a week before the trade deadline, you put out, okay, this is what we think's going on. Here are some things. People love – the NBA is – you said it, drama. Fans love rumors. They love speculation. And they love that when it involves brand names. And those are the ones that you're talking about. Zion Williamson is always involved in the conversation. Are the Pelicans ever going to trade him? Are they ever going to get fed up and trade him? So there's that. Anthony Davis could be on the move again. The problem is Ja's hurt, Anthony Davis is hurt, and Giannis is hurt. So all you can do right now is speculate and create that kind of movement. What will end up happening is other subtle moves that teams will do, and I think the Knicks might actually make a subtle move or two. And if they do, it will be unheralded. But come April, May, and June, there's going to be a player that is traded that you will say then, wow, that team got him, and boy, what a difference did he make. But no one's going to talk about it at the deadline because it's not probably going to involve a brand name. So you're right, Don. This is every year. It's the annual tradition in the NBA. The trade deadline rumors and the drama. And the players love and hate this time of year. They love it because they all think it's fun too. It's interesting. But they hate it because they don't want to be involved in it themselves. They don't want to see their name in the trade rumors. And so that's what this next week's going to be about. And as I've always said, every year it's the same thing. 90% of what you hear never happens.
Right. But what percentage of the rumors? I'm not talking needle mover in the sense that it's a big name going to a popular team. I'm talking about moving the needle as far as affecting who might be able to make a run. Like right now, the favorite obviously would be the Pistons and OKC.
Yeah, and the Pistons, I think, are trying to be active to add like that one more piece. If they can get a big man, like a big man that can score or add to their offense, They'd like that. Like, so can they do something along those lines that can affect them? I think that's why you have to keep your eye on them.
And the Knicks making a move because they're obviously a team.
And the Knicks
because
challenge. There's a level of desperation here in New York.
But is there a player that can end up on a team and move that and elevate that team into the conversation? Because, all right, Detroit's already in the conversation.
Oh, you mean so take a team that isn't right now being talked about, that a trade's made and suddenly they're talked about?
Yes.
No. I mean, that was Jimmy Butler last year going to the Warriors. Jimmy Butler going to the Warriors suddenly elevated the Warriors back into, hey, they can be a contender. Now, Jimmy Butler got hurt this year, but that was last year. Like, that kind of a move. You know, again, Luka going to the Lakers blew everybody's mind. That wasn't at the trade deadline, but you know what I mean. I don't know if there's a move that a team can make that suddenly elevates them, that they aren't in contender status, that suddenly now they are. But you don't, again, I never say never because the Luka deal last year taught us to never say never.
That is true. But I just think it's like a daily thing because I just think it's the one thing that is going to get people's attention.
Yeah.
Because it involves a star and it involves the Knicks.
Yes.
Or the Heat. Or, you know, and that is somebody that if you were able to land and he's healthy come playoff time, that can, you know, certainly change the landscape.
Well, how about this, Don? Think about it this way, too. You know he wants to go to New York. All right, that's the worst-kept secret in the league. And you're the Bucks, and you can't be painted into a corner because if you can only negotiate with one team, you're not going to get max value. And you already know the Knicks really don't have a lot to offer. You have to create a market for him. The only way to do that is to listen to teams and pretend like, yeah, we could do this. And as you heard Shams say, the problem with some teams is he has to agree, because if I'm trading for you, you got to agree to sign an extension with me. Otherwise, I know I only got you for a year. And while that worked in Toronto, not everybody really wants to do that, especially with somebody who's 31. So, and the asset you'd have to give up. So to me, like that's what you have to do as the Bucks is create this facade of, oh, there's a frenzy for Giannis, and have Giannis just look and go, but I don't want to go there. But I don't want to go there. You know what I mean? And so that's the problem that the Bucks are dealing with, which is why, again, they don't want to trade him. It doesn't do them any good. It doesn't benefit them to trade him now. Eventually they're going to have to because they know he'll just walk. But they'd rather stare down that barrel and dare him to opt out of something, I think a $61 million opt-in. They dare him to opt out of that because would you really get that on the open market in the place you want to go?
But you're right. There's smoke around Giannis, but I don't think there's any smoke about a deal happening at the deadline. This is not going to happen.
I have felt like that all season.
But you don't want to say that to people because now you're telling them, hey, there's a story every day, but it's really not a story here.
Well, there is a story. Teams are calling. There are conversations being had. And I think a lot of teams are realizing, the asking price is exceptionally high for someone that's had 2 calf strains in one season.
Right.
And someone that I got to give a massive contract extension to that he's got to agree to. Otherwise, why would I give up a ton of assets if I think he's going to walk? So there's a lot there that you have to think about before you make a move like this, and I don't think there's enough time in a season to do that and then just think you're going to go downhill. But we've seen it before. As I said, that's why I'd never say never.
And also, he's trying so hard not to be the bad guy.
He has to.
He's being the bad guy.
You know what's funny? You're right. You're right. I think people are going to start getting sick of it because, and this is where he's got to get. His agent, whatever it is, somebody has to give him better advice than to pretend that this is out of your control and that you're happy here. And the things he's been saying. Oh, that's my agent. I'm happy here, but I can't control it. If they want to trade me, that's just out of my. You can't do that. It doesn't work that way. People will respect the fact if you just come forward and say, my time here is up. I've done everything I can here. I want to explore new things. I'll always love it here. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did the same exact thing in Milwaukee. He reached a point. He won a championship there, and he reached a point where he's like, you know what? I want to go somewhere else.
Yeah,
and he did.
It's there. here's the way you handle it. Because we saw it happen with Matthew Stafford. We saw it happen with Ray Bork. We've seen it happen where a player doesn't want to be there anymore, can't win or whatever, and they want out.
Yeah.
But they don't want to be the bad guy and say they want out. You can't have it both ways. If you want out, you got to own it, or you got to keep it behind closed doors. There's no reason this has to ever go public.
Well, it did. It did a year and a half ago, and it's you can't close that door. What is it? You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, right?
Right. You can't put the milk back in the other. All that.
Right.
But that's what happens is that these guys can't help themselves. You want the publicity. You want all of the smoke and the conversation to be about you, but you don't want to own being the reality of being that guy. Like, I don't want to be in Milwaukee anymore.
But here's why that stuff has to sneak out. Number one, because you want to stir up the hornet's nest, which is the fan base, not yours, the place you want to go. You want to get the market going into a frenzy. Wait, he wants to be here? We got it, right? We've gotten the calls. Do whatever it takes. Then you also want to get ownership to see reports. Wait, he wants to be here? We should look into this. We should be part of this, right? Like, so you're trying to get the other team to feel the pressure that they have to make the trade, and then you try to get some leverage back. That's why that stuff leaks out.
But it doesn't have to be played that way. Like, because we never, unless somebody was really on top of it in Detroit about Matthew Stafford, and then all of a sudden he gets traded to the Rams.
Yeah.
Like, if Giannis went to the Bucks and said, listen, it's not working here, I want to leave. I'll be the good soldier, but I want to go to the Knicks, make it happen. And then you call the Knicks and say, listen, Giannis wants to come to you.
Yeah.
We're going to try to work something out.
We got to make a good offer.
If this gets out, then it's not going to happen. And you could keep it behind closed doors if you want to, but like you said, they don't want to.
Well, the thing about the Luka trade, nobody knew about it until it happened. They
so
kept
it can
that
be
quiet.
done.
It was two teams. They only talked to each other.
Right.
That's why everybody got mad and said, wait, you could have gotten more if you offered him to other teams. And the point was, but we weren't going to offer him to other teams. We knew what we wanted. This is what we were going to do. And that's it. And so that could have happened. You could argue them talking in August that was reported. That wasn't reported in August. That was reported in October. No one knew about the August conversations.
If you want to keep it quiet, you can keep it quiet. But these teams want to stir the pot. The player wants the attention. That's the problem with the modern day player is they want the attention until they don't want it. And now,
that's true.
Now Giannis probably wishes if I kept my mouth shut, but now he's booing the fans and it just got contentious and all they're doing is talking about this. But yet he still wants to play just say it, man. Just own it. All
that's
right.
It.
I love Milwaukee, but I'd rather be a Knick. Just be done with it.
And to me, Don, I don't think his dream comes true, which is to play for the Knicks, until he says the words. If he doesn't say the words, his dream won't come true.
Yeah. And how bad do you want it? And sometimes you got to own it because guess what? The cat's out of the bag at this point. I mean, I think everybody knows it. So now you're just coming across as an even worse guy. Everybody knows you want to be a Knick. You won't say it, and it just everybody's getting teased, and they feel like they're being led by their nose here, and then that's not right either. 1-800-919-3776. Your thoughts on this? The Belichick, Rangers, Islanders tonight. Knicks and the Raptors in Toronto. ENN, 6 o'clock with Anthony Pusick. Don on Rosenberg till 7 o'clock here on ESPN New York.
It's the last call for football on FanDuel, folks. One final Sunday, one final kickoff. The last chance to place your bets before the NFL season closes its tab. This is Super Bowl 60, and FanDuel is making sure you're in on it. If you're a new customer, bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if you win. So, whether you're backing the Pats, the Seahawks, it makes no difference. Ride the underdog, go with the favorite, make a parlay, make it count, because after the Super Bowl, the season's over, and football's officially done. Last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. 21 and over, physically present in New York. First online, real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Talk about stepping up. Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
We expect our information in real time. US Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. US Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-50 2.5S Select with all-wheel drive for $179 for 33 months. Or buy with 0.9% APR financing for 72 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SN379853. MSRP $33,425. Zero security deposit, APR $14.27 per month per $1,000 finance, ends 2/2/26.
Not all F words are bad. Some are actually great, like fast, free fiber for 4 months. Yep, switch to Optimum Fiber for as low as $25 a month. Plus, for a limited time, you can get 4 months free, HBO Max included for 1 year, and a 5-year price lock. Don't wait, this free fiber deal won't last long, and the fastest, most reliable, most consistent internet speeds await you. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com/free today. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite awards show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. We're going to start off again in Jersey, a new issue on 78 westbound over by 287 in Bedminster. Crash blocking all lanes. Traffic is stopped there for about 3 miles. Westbound 22, your best alternate through the area. Seton Hall men's basketball tonight at the Rock in Newark. Probably want to give yourself a generous head start. 21 just crawling, heading over to Market Street because of snow buildup on the roadway. Inbound George looking good for both the upper and lower decks. Heaviest ride to the outbound side. Cross Bronx westbound slam from the Bruckner on through. Outbound Lincoln already about 30 minutes. Outbound Helen 15 to 20. Islanders hosting the Rangers tonight at the UBS Arena. Already packed on the Cross Island southbound from the Throgs Neck Bridge. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
So I'm in trouble.
Why is that?
So we had a Whiteboard Wednesday, apparently, in the studio, which I have not been.
Nor I.
And the topic was favorite boy band ever.
Okay. None.
Backstreet Boys.
Nope.
The Beatles, which I will argue were not a boy band. Jonas Brothers. NSYNC. New Kids on the Block. or One Direction. Now, I'm not ashamed to say, now everybody knows I love the Beatles, but I don't consider the Beatles a boy band. So my name was put under Beatles for obvious reasons because they know my affinity for the Beatles. And
that was me.
The show. Okay, Anthony did it. And now Gracie's furious with me.
Right.
Because she knows.
Well, I apologize to Gracie.
You're going to have to send a message to Gracie about this. Because One Direction is actually my favorite boy band.
Okay.
Here's my logic.
And New Kids on the Block #2. Stephanie loved them. We went to the show last summer at Jones Beach. Hung out with, by the way, Donnie Wahlberg, who's a great guy.
Drop!
I had to get that in there.
Had to.
But I just really, really like One Direction's music better.
So here, I didn't even look at the question. I saw a list, and the Beatles were on it.
Yeah.
So I wrote my name near Beatles. Because if there's a list for anything, the Beatles should be on it. I tend to agree with you. I did not consider the Beatles a boy band.
Okay.
But they're the best group.
Of the 6 that were on the whiteboard, yes, that's the one I'd put my name under.
Boombaka wrote Jackson 5 in the bottom corner over there.
Now
he's
we're
not
cooking.
wrong.
Now, because I was going to say, what about the Bay City Rollers?
Didn't know they were a boy band.
S-A-T-U-R-D-A-Y.
D-A-Y.
Well, what's a boy band? A bunch of boys in a band. If the Beatles are there.
I might say, what about Beach Boys? Like, if you want to consider Beatles a boy band.
Yeah,
It was-
again,
a more
now
of a
we're
boy
stretching
band.
it because
Once
the
you've
Beatles and
opened-
the Beach Boys were in their 20s.
If you got Beatles out of the group, we wouldn't necessarily have a problem with this list because everything else was pretty current.
Well,
They're
the
not- the
5,
Beatles aren't
those 5, but you put Jackson 5 and New Edition in there.
Well, no, Matt wrote it, and you can write anything you want. Clearly, there's no rules to the whiteboard.
Oh, I could tell.
But
I'm in trouble now at home.
Well,
Grace
blame
is
me.
furious, and
That's
now she's
easy.
telling Emma, and now Emma's going to start. She's going to start spamming my phone right now because they're both going to give it. It's not. You have to make it clear that you put my name in without my consent.
How would you like me to do that exactly?
Yeah, I mean, you said that on the air.
I
Say
just
it on
did.
air.
Your
Okay.
word isn't good enough with your own family?
No.
That's
See, now we got the
now we have a bigger problem down we have to address.
Listen,
how
you
far are
have
we
multiple daughters, and then you'll talk to me, okay? Multiple daughters. They conspire, and then they give you those eyes, and you go, fine. What do you want? Let's go shopping.
Well, what is the definition of a boy band?
I would say they had to have been in their teens or late teens, not in their 20s when they started. And, like, obviously, tweens and all that scream and yell, don't hear a word of the music because all they do is scream the whole time.
But I understand the Beatles were that.
But they
sensational as far as like people screaming and everything, but they weren't. By the time they recorded their first album, they weren't teenagers.
They were a bar band in Britain.
Right. Well, I'm saying, where do we go with this? So the Bay City Rollers, Tony DeFranco and the DeFranco family. I mean, how far you want to go with this?
Well, again, it really has to be something that is at the epic levels of filling arenas and stadiums with screaming. So, again, I think Jackson 5 and I do think New Edition should have been part of this conversation.
See, people just got to wake up. Nancy told me that, like, fans screaming in a full arena does not make you a boy band, because Nancy said she went to see Duran Duran in the 80s and she couldn't even hear that the girls were screaming so loud.
You know what's funny?
I would never say Duran Duran's a boy band.
I remember those days well. Yes. Duran Duran, I thought the same way, was a boy band until I was told, no, they were all like in their 20s. They were older. They were men.
And
it's just teenage girls like their music.
See, to me, when you say boy band,
they have to be boys.
Boys, NSYNC.
Yeah.
Also, I look at it like no instruments.
Yeah, dance and sing.
Yeah, because the Jonas Brothers, they play guitar. They're real musicians.
Yeah, they are musicians.
Now, I just look at these a bunch of singers that dance in sequence.
Well, they were also put together.
Right. That's the key.
They were brought together. Like, all of them were New Kids on the Block. There was 2 of them that were friends, and then they were able to find some other singer, and then they were put together, essentially. They added to the band. But
a boy
2
band
brothers,
can't put
and then,
together.
yeah.
A band gets together. It's like a buddy plays guitar. Another guy's a lead singer. Say they put an ad out for a drummer and a bass player, and they make a band.
It's a band.
A boy band doesn't go, well, I have a nice voice, you have a nice voice. Let's get 3 other guys that have nice voices who like to dance, and let's form a boy band.
Yeah.
No, record corporations form these things.
Yeah.
So the Beatles shouldn't be on that list.
It's a crazy documentary, by the way, about the guy that put together what is it? Before NSYNC. Who was before NSYNC?
Backstreet Boys?
Yeah, it was Backstreet Boys to NSYNC, and then there was one more that they made all. And this guy was notorious, not a good guy. Ended up in the end, like you hear like this, all the stories, crazy. That documentary is wild.
Well, we saw in the Brady Bunch when they tried to make Johnny Bravo because he just happened to fit the suit. That was very real. That was very close to reality.
That was based on reality, based on a true story.
That was a very special Brady.
David Cassidy kind of stuff.
Leif Garrett.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, how well they did back then.
It's crazy because his first cousin is Art Garfunkel.
Yes, they actually say that in right. That was kind of his. Yeah, Don, I know you're not into boy bands, but the story in this documentary will compel you.
I might watch that, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely interesting stuff. You never know what's going to come up on Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg.
Don and Alan talking boy bands.
That's it. And just our music. You never know where our music is going to take you. Let's go to Rob in Florida. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Rob?
Hello?
Hello.
What's up? I think that the Knicks got to go after lesser moves like Jose Alvarado, not like Giannis, because he's not going to be available now and wait till the summer. Why can't they go lesser moves? I think they're going
to, Rob. Rob, you got to trust me. That's what I think they're doing. What you're saying is
okay,
I would expect – like I think there's a better probability of what you're looking for. Not Alvarado. I can't say I know for sure Alvarado, but – I think there's a better chance they'll make a couple of tweaks rather than something that will blow up the roster in season. I think any type of move potentially for Giannis would be in the summer. That's what I'm thinking.
I'm saying, but minor moves are much better.
Totally understand it. Yep, we got it. Yep. I think you're right. Thank you.
Let's go to Merv in Queens. You're on ESPN New York.
What's up, guys? Thanks for taking my call, man. You guys
Always.
do tremendous work. Alan is doing great at MSG. I'm so curious to know how many hours of sleep you get a night.
My Whoop told me all I got last night.
Your
what? Like, my wife got me a Whoop because I don't sleep well, and this is supposed to help me do a better job
Was
sleeping.
that what they were singing about when they said, Whoop, there it is?
Whoop, there it is. Yeah. And when it comes to my sleep, Whoop, there it ain't.
My boy bands are Lost Boys in NWA. Why not?
Well, that's not a boy. Come on now. Sleep for me last night, in case you're wondering, was 5 hours and 47 minutes.
That's not bad. That
was a good night
Alan,
for me.
Don, I got a question and comment for you guys. Management, I know what you're saying. So I think the Knicks have upper hand in that he wants to come to the Knicks. He doesn't want to go out west. He doesn't want to go to a team where they got the roster and he's gonna lose anyway. Leon Rose is a sharp guy. I really think that they're going to make it happen, and he's a championship top 3 guy. If you guys had to say, where would you draw the line? Like Towns and which other core guy or 2? Do you go to 2 guys like a Hart and OG, or you try to pull like Towns and McBride or Towns and Hart? And I also follow, please, if you can answer another question for me. What do we do with Mitch? Thank you, guys.
Okay, well. Mitch, you love him. He does everything you need him to do. You got to keep him healthy. You do a smart extension with him. You don't go crazy because you're aware of how delicate it is with him, and that he can't be available for every game like he's not playing tonight because it's a back-to-back. When it comes to what will it take as far as players you're giving up, once again, you're naming players that kind of really blow up your roster. And if you're Giannis, do you really want to blow up the roster? You have to be smart with pieces that you have to give back. You understand that you have to find contracts that match. He has a massive contract. And you also know that because of the rules, you can't take back more money than you give out. No, yes, you have to send out more than you get back because of the second apron. So you also have to mind that. That's why I've told everybody, You can't take out the trade tracker and say, let's just do this, or the trade machine. You got to understand there's a second apron in the CBA that is restrictive, and the Knicks are like, 50 cents under it right now. You can't go over it. It is debilitating if you do. Not financially debilitating. It restricts you from making any kind of moves to fill out your roster. So you're screwed. So just understand that it's not as simple as you think. This is not 1973 trading for Jerry Lucas, right? It's a lot harder.
Let's go to Moose in Jamaica. You're on ESPN New York.
Good evening, fellas. How are we?
Good.
Chilling. From a neutral perspective, not really a Knicks fan where I ride and die with the team, but considering the logistics of a new offense, new head coach, new teammates, and less than 2 months to get chemistry, cohesion together, it seems like a recipe for disaster for them to trade for Giannis in season. And that's my perspective on that.
And I've been saying that, Moose, since October.
So I mean, yes, it may put you over the top, but in crucial moments, like Cat has showed, and I'll close with this, Cat has shown to be a dominant force in playoff series when the coaching staff and the analytics can game plan a way for him to dominate. They can organize the defense where he can get 20 touches a game, get you 25 and 15, and get foul shots and get other teams' bigs in trouble. Foul trouble. Thanks for taking my call.
Well, here you go. And I'll add this to the call. For everybody that is right now railing about Karl-Anthony Towns this season, he's having an off year. His shooting from three-point range is way off compared to his career, especially last year, right? Yet, Don, he leads the league in rebounding. Mm-hmm. He also leads the league in double-doubles. So he's having a bad year, and everybody's mad about his performance. And he leads the league in rebounding, and he leads the league in double-doubles. Well, so it's like that's his bad year.
Right.
So that's why it behooves you to figure out how do we get this guy's head right, because if we can get his head right, he could be really special.
But it just doesn't seem to get there. I mean, you saw the stuff last night with Clyde's talking about where's Cat, coming back on defense.
Defensively, right.
It doesn't seem like it's ever getting right. His attitude is bad, and I don't know, when's it going to correct itself? Why would it correct itself at this point?
Well, you've also seen him have big moments in the playoffs.
Yeah.
We've also seen him against the Pacers really struggle. So, that's what you're battling with him right now. But
no, it's tough. But
I just wanted to point out that as bad as people, we're making him out to be this year, how bad of a season he's having, I just wanted to put the perspective that his bad season leads the league in two very big categories.
Yeah, no, it is a conundrum for sure how he's going to be dealt with. And you hope by the time you get to the playoffs, he knows he's not going anywhere, at least now, and he'll be able to perform because they're going to get there. More of your calls at 1-800-919-3776. And Anthony Pusick led ENN at the top of the hour. We'll take you up until 7 o'clock here on ESPN New York.
25th ranked St. John's looks to make it 7 in a row when they host Butler at MSG. Coverage begins today at 6:40 on the ESPN New York app.
It's Chuck Devine with SnowCountry.com. Prioritize your self-care and switch to Cricket for unlimited plans starting at $35 a month. Smile, you're on Cricket. We're loving the big fresh snow we picked up Sunday and Monday. You had Thunder Ridge getting nearly 1.5 feet of fresh snow. They're now 100%. So's everyone. Like Wyndham and Bel Air, it's 20 miles for Bel Air. Both those spots got 2 feet of fresh snow Sunday and Monday. That means the groom trails feel like a nice, soft, quiet carpet, and natural runs like Glades and Moguls are much more into play. Southington, Sundown, and Mohawk all 100% day and night in Connecticut, and they all got around 1.5 feet of fresh snow. Ski Butternut getting 22 inches, and they're on all 22 trails. Jiminy and the Berkshires, 100% day and night. They got at least 1.5 feet from the storm. So did Gore and Whiteface in the Adirondacks, Stratton, Killington, Pico, and Smuggler's Notch in Vermont.
You don't just ski or ride, you dominate. At Killington, we fuel your adventure. Be the beast. Ski and ride Killington.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a time out to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering buy one, get one 50% off and everyday 0% financing. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends January 31st, 2026.
My name's Brian Windhurst, and I've seen a lot of good offense in my life. If you're looking to initiate some offense of your own against your high-interest credit card debt, I'm letting you know a SoFi personal loan might be the play. A SoFi personal loan could be quite the triple threat with low fixed rates, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. View your rate for a SoFi personal loan at SoFi.com/offense. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, NA member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply at SoFi.com/offense. NMLS 696891.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-30 2.5S all-wheel drive for $189 for 33 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely, choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for details. VIN SM844-681, MSRP $29,075. Zero security deposit ends 2/2/26.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Ah, the Internet, a place where your curiosity can flourish, unless online threats stop you. The Internet is wonderful, but you need to protect yourself online. Protect yourself online with NordVPN. NordVPN encrypts your browsing. Its Threat Protection Pro feature helps you block malware, avoid phishing, and stop digital trackers. Get the best deal at NordVPN.com.
NBA fans don't just watch the game, they live it. So stream like you're courtside with NBA League Pass, your ticket to all the action. Watch your favorite team shine and catch the league's brightest stars and rising stars at the same time with multi-view on your favorite devices. From the plays you can't believe to the most live games and the drama that comes with it. If it happens on the court, it's happening on NBA League Pass.
Only select out-of-market games available. Blackout restrictions apply. Additional charges and other conditions may apply. Visit NBA.com/subscriber agreement for full terms and conditions.
1 in every 6 men is likely to be diagnosed with prostate cancer in his lifetime. That's why New York Presbyterian wants to remind men over 50 to book a prostate cancer screening. A simple blood test is all it takes. It could save your life. Screenings are available across New York City and Westchester at locations near you. Schedule your annual prostate cancer screening today at nyp.org/cancer screening. Stay amazing. New York Presbyterian.
Now, there are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-50 2.5S Select with all-wheel drive for $179 for 33 months, or buy with 0.9% APR financing for 72 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for lease details. VIN SN379853. MSRP $33,425. Zero security deposit. APR $14.27 per month per $1,000 financed. Ends 2/2/26.
Fortress Around Your Heart, Sting. One of his greats.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love that song. ENN's going to have a lot of fun stuff in it, by the way. I was discussing with Pusick during the break.
It is? Oh, yeah, it is.
No, it will. There's some. I'm telling you, Don. There's a little bit of hockey.
All right.
I wish there was a visual on this one, though.
What do you mean? There's not a visual? We got YouTube.
Well, I'm talking about a visual of a topic. One of the topics I hope we'll get to, which is Craig Berube.
Oh my God! Why,
he looks like he had a lobotomy.
We don't know what happened at that gym, but it is pretty scary.
Whatever it was
now,
real.
If you are a fan of the original Planet of the Apes, you mentioned lobotomy. One of the astronauts, has a lobotomy, and that's exactly what it looks like a big horseshoe on his head. Scary. I guess he must have dropped. He must have been bench pressing, right, and dropped the weight on his head.
I don't know. But
either.
It looks like an entire flap of his skull. Just he had to put it back in place and stitch it. Yeah,
he's a hockey coach.
He's hockey, all right. And then he has a great answer. Hopefully that'll be part of it. But ENN should be fun. But we have calls.
We do have calls, and I guess to stay on topic, Derek in Washington Heights. You're on ESPN New York.
Oh, hey guys, how you doing?
Good. How are you,
Derek?
I'm fantastic. Thanks for taking the call. So, boy band. I think that given the definition of boy band, I think we have to go Jackson 5.
Agree.
Right? Because I feel like a boy band, it'd be like a bunch of guys who can either not or vaguely play instruments. And then also I think the other thing that constitutes a boy band would be like a father figure, quote-unquote father figure, who kind of pushes them into it, right? And that's Joe Jackson. I mean,
oh, yeah. Well, no. To me, Derek, let's not overthink it. The definition of a boy band is, number one, they have to be boys, meaning not men. Like teenagers.
Well,
young.
they were boys.
Yeah,
they were
like
boys.
Actual, young men, adolescents. Then sing and also the ability to dance. That's all part of the package, right? So
right.
They were
Dude,
that
you
too.
You just nailed it, Hahn. You just nailed it.
I am filing a protest when I go into the studio because Whiteboard Wednesday did not have any black boy bands on it. I have a problem with that.
Now, the complete opposite would be, how do you feel about the Osmonds?
The Osmonds, weren't they like a creation that was supposed to be like the white version of the Jackson 5? Because Donnie, as a young boy, had a very similar voice to Michael as a young boy.
Yeah, a lot. Very similar.
Sounded very similar. They actually covered a lot of the Jackson 5 stuff.
They were more like the Cowsills. Like, they were all related. It was... but you're right. It was the white version of the Jackson 5, and they were getting as many hits. They were dominating early 70s, top 40.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Very popular. Clean cut kids, squeaky clean, Mormon family.
Yeah. A lot going on there.
Oh, there was. That's a documentary.
Let's go to Chris in Franklin Square. You're on ESPN New York.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Really appreciate the call. So this boy band thing, by the way, Dirty Pop, that's the name of the documentary for you, Don. Dirty Pop.
Gotta see it.
And the boy band thing, this is Pandora's box. I mean, we could talk about the Supremes then. We could talk about Boys to Men. We could talk about 112 if we're talking about just singers who are non-instrumental that can dance. Because I do think the instrumental component is an element here.
I agree, but the only thing I'm going to add is Boys to Men, I believe, were they over 20?
The age thing. We might have an age
They were like college age, weren't they? Which to me, I think that takes you out of the running.
I think
right?
so, too.
Supremes are certainly older. So I do think you have to be younger.
Okay.
I do think that
you wouldn't put the Temptations in there because they were older.
Right. Yeah. I get that qualifier.
Wow,
So
14, 15.
Boys to Men were 14 and 15?
They were founded in 85. Some of them were born in 71, 73.
Wow.
Damn.
How about that?
Well, we didn't hear about them till later.
How about that poll?
But Boyz II Men just doesn't feel like a boy band to me because the songs, I think part of it, too, is how sophisticated the songs are. And their songs just seem to be better put together.
They were
less bubblegum, more
very R&B.
Very R&B.
Really R&B. Yeah, very good. They were very good. Yeah, they were very good. New Edition was legit boy band. They were kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I agree with
topic.
all the qualifiers. And Don, when I do not think boy band when I think Beatles.
No.
It just doesn't fit.
No, we're going to have a conversation in the studio about this whiteboard, and we're going to have to correct some things. We might even have to put out an apology.
Sounds like a list, Don, of some sort. Maybe we manifest
boy bands. Top 5 boy bands.
I get to work on this for sure. Yeah,
I like that.
Cool. Just to my Knicks point, I don't want to belabor the point because I know that some people have already called in and talked about, the Giannis trade, what it would take, this and that. I'm not necessarily the irrational fan who says blow it up, and I wasn't necessarily a guy who was calling for Tibbs' job either. I kind of was watching with trepidation to see, what the Knicks did after, success after all the years of misery. But a couple different questions. I'll throw a couple things at you, and you guys just run with whatever you like. So we have two defensive liabilities. Obviously, Jalen Brunson is the guy who brought us all, back to prominence here, and Karl Anthony Towns is a defensive liability. 2 of our 5 starters represent a problem when it gets into playoff basketball. Is there a way that you, particularly Alan, can see us getting over the hump with this construction of this team? And if we were to talk about a trade that's going to involve Giannis, whether it's this season or it's in the off season, how marginalized will our roster be? I'm a big Josh Hart guy. I love that hustle type player. Who do we really lose? And I understand all the components that you said. The financials have to match up. Maybe from the Knicks' perspective, who are the guys that we're not letting go, right? I mean, obviously we know the Villanova crew and that dynamic.
You got to believe that Brunson's untouchable. Yeah, so, Brunson's untouchable.
But that would be it. An OG? Are those the two?
It all depends. But there's guys that I would probably say I don't want to lose these guys because it is going to carve out of your roster, and you got to still be competitive. And I'm warning everyone. Understand. The Bucks gutted their team to get Damian Lillard, and that includes trading away a heart and soul player in Jrue Holiday. And they brought in Lillard, put him with Giannis, and said, it's just going to work. And it didn't. It did not work. So you have to be careful with the pieces you have and the pieces that fit. And there are some times where you just tell yourself, I can't do that. That's why I keep saying, say it with me, everybody. The only way Giannis gets here is if Giannis says it. He has to say it. Then he forces his way, and it helps you because he's got to be involved. No. He's got to stay there. He's got to stay. That's how the only way it works. Because you have to be real careful about blowing up a roster that, I got to remind everybody, did get to the conference finals last year with all their warts and their issues. So, maybe you say that about Brunson and you say that about Towns. They still got to the conference finals, and we can argue that conference finals, that should have gone their way. There was a lot of self-inflicted things that happened early in that series that flipped the series that they should have been able to take care of. They had enough on this team last year to get to the finals. Keep that in mind.
ENN with Anthony Busick is next, right here on ESPN New York.
It's the last call for football on FanDuel. One final Sunday, one last kickoff, the final chance to place your bets before the NFL season closes its tab. This is Super Bowl 60, and FanDuel is making sure you're in on it. And get this, if you're a new customer, all you have to do is bet $5, and you'll get $200 in bonus bets if you win. So whether you're backing the favorite, riding with the underdog, or building one last same-game parlay, make it count. Because after the Super Bowl, the season's over, and football is officially done, so this This is your last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
Now let's take a look at the traffic with Brandy Scott.
Thanks, guys. We're going to start off again in Jersey. A new issue on 78 westbound over by 287 in Bedminster. Crash blocking all lanes. Traffic is stopped there for about 3 miles. Westbound 22, your best alternate through the area. Seton Hall men's basketball tonight at the Rock in Newark. Probably want to give yourself a generous head start. 21 just crawling, heading over to Market Street because of snow buildup on the roadway. Inbound George looking good for both the upper and lower decks. Heaviest ride to the outbound side. Cross Bronx westbound slam from the Bruckner on through. Outbound Lincoln already about 30 minutes. Outbound Hone 15 to 20. Islanders hosting the Rangers tonight at the UBS Arena. Already packed on the Cross Island southbound from the Throgs Neck Bridge. This report is sponsored by the New York City Department of Transportation. Speeding ruins lives. Drivers, watch out for pedestrians and cyclists and slow your turns to less than 5 miles an hour. I'm Brandy Scott on 880 ESPN New York.
This is Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York.
With the Jets ending up with Brian Duker, this feels like the couple that were friends back in the day, and they say, listen, if neither one of us is married in 25 years, let's get married.
How much do they expect Jet fans to take? We thought that organization would be taken seriously if they got two great coordinators. Wrong.
Bart Scott, Chris Carlin, weekdays at 10 a.m. on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877 for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877 for Kids.
1-877 for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Presented by Robinhood.
He crosses, spins, pulls up.
With Robinhood Prediction Markets, buy or sell your predictions all game long. No house odds, just you versus the market. Put your sports IQ to work. Trade every shot, block, steal, run, and moment that shifts the game. With Robinhood Prediction Markets, trade every play. Visit Robinhood.com/predict to start trading. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Are you ready to make a difference for the environment while helping the visually impaired at the same time? Then donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind today by calling 1-800-983-6530. Every donated vehicle will either be properly recycled in an eco-friendly manner or given a new life through reuse. Donating your vehicle is easy. Simply call 1-800-983-6530 and Heritage for the Blind will do the rest. They'll even arrange for your vehicle to be picked up at no cost to you. And for a limited time, when you donate your car, you'll receive a $200 restaurant voucher and a 2-night, 3-day hotel stay at one of 50 locations. Call 1-800-983-6530 right now to schedule your vehicle donation and make a positive impact on the environment while helping others. Heritage for the Blind, where every car donation counts and every person makes a difference. Call 1-800-983-6530 now. This advertisement is paid for by Heritage for the Blind.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
You write an essay.
Why would I write an essay?
Well, work with me. I mean, you got into Harvard.
Because I don't need to get into the Dave Rothenberg University. I'm already in it.
Or it could be like old school. You go, you get frat house.
I'll do what?
We gonna do what?
If we did something like that, it would be the greatest thing in the history of mankind. You dominate.
He dominate what?
I would dominate everything.
This is DiPietro and Rothenberg.
I would be Frank the Tank.
Morning Start with DiPietro and Rothenberg. Weekdays from 6 to 10 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube. 880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station. This is An ENN Special Report. Now reporting.
The very handsome Jewish man, Peter Rosenberg.
We should talk some sports.
Do what you want. It's ENN.
Well, it's now time for ENN, which is brought to you by Ramsey Mazda. I introduced to you the great Anthony Pusick.
Oh, thank you, Don. Alan, how's everybody? You suck, Pusick. I know. Thank you, Peter. He is in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia for the Royal Rumble this Saturday, 2 p.m. on the ESPN platforms. You can stream it, of course. This is the first big, really huge live event that WWE is doing on ESPN. WrestlePalooza. Little taste?
Sure.
This is the big one now. And if they're sending Peter, you know it's big.
Must be.
Has to be. Good. And we start off with that by saying good evening to Don.
I said lower till he can't be heard. Did you hear me? The point that he can't be heard.
Now, Richard thought that the Bears should have went for 2 to win the game. Alan, you left for Knicks. Needless to say, Don disagreed. And that was the result.
My voice is a mess.
That might have been where it started.
Where was I?
Hotel in...
I think it was in
somewhere.
Calgary.
Calgary, yeah.
You poor man. You slept in your bed, what, the last 2 nights now, right?
Yes.
But not much because you had a game last night.
I had a game last night and get to bed at like 11:30, but up at 6:30 with Marco.
You and Nancy need some mommy-daddy time, too.
Oh, my God,
Let's
yes.
be honest.
We call that the Calgary incident.
But Nancy asked me, how come Bryce Salvador calls it Calgary? I said, because he's Canadian.
Yeah.
The Canadian people say Calgary.
Right. Against. I love when he talks about against.
Don also says it because he loved being Canadian.
Sal, when he starts going into like analyst mode and he starts breaking it down, it's like I enjoy listening to him because his Canadian just comes out, the dialect, it's just tremendous.
It is great, but that's what they call it.
Sounds really good.
Calgary. No,
Calgary.
And we'll say hello to Alan and Peter.
There you go.
Now that was clean day. Clean day for you guys.
Very
clean day. Clean day.
Because we had a lot to do. A lot of important stuff.
We did. And we sang Zebra.
Yes. A lot of singing. A lot of singing happened on the show today. Now, something that we didn't really get to.
What do you mean?
Was that who the Giants probably would have wanted as their OC is no longer available. Todd Monken has taken the head coach job for the Cleveland Browns. So that is a person that John Harbaugh will not be able to add.
Jim Schwartz must.
Oh, he's not happy.
He's got to be like, really, guys? Like, I'm literally right here, and you took him?
He is not thrilled.
He might as well. He might as well just.
That's not good.
Wait, does he want to work for the Jets?
Jim Schwartz?
Maybe.
Is he going to be the OC?
Maybe he could be the.
As long as Aaron Glenn can call plays.
Oh, my God. I give up. I can't give up, but I give up.
No, you should give up. Well, what is this old college try getting you, but
Oh, we got some interesting Emily Kaplan
news. We got to get, so, pass and gas, what were Woj bombs. Emily has now become the insider for ESPN.
She's busting a cap.
We'll have to run that one by her. I assume she wouldn't enjoy that very much. But Emily is reporting, and this is interesting because at the bottom of the hour, if you're looking for Rangers pregame, you could find it.
But you went there. That's fine.
10:50 is where you'll find Rangers Islanders tonight at the bottom of the hour. That's where the pregame is with our good friend Dan Grassa, who did what he called the yo-yo show yesterday from 6:30 to 7.
Poor Dan.
The New York Rangers will sideline Artemi Panarin. He is not expected to play for the Rangers in any games before the Olympic roster freeze.
Right.
He gone,
and that's what happened to Palat.
Wow.
Word that he was
Carson
out
Soucy
for
roster management.
Roster management.
That
was tremendous.
Now listen.
Where's he going? Ant?
Where's he going? It depends on a lot of different. And this episode of Game Misconduct has been resurrected by Don Allen and Anthony Pusick and Jacob Perry.
That's big news.
As you guys know, it really depends. There's only a handful of teams that can take on his contract if the Rangers don't retain, and I think they'd like to try and get. I believe the word from Elliot Friedman was they want and you know this, Alan, a Brock Nelson-like package
Okay.
With a prospect that is close to NHL ready and picks. Now, if you're talking extension with that team, does that give you more leverage as the Rangers to say, give us more? Because not only are you going to have him as a rental, you're going to keep this player before anybody else has the opportunity to bid for him. Dallas is a name that has seemed interesting. Colorado. Everybody says Florida, which I don't know. Don, do they have a cap? Is that a thing? Do they have to abide by the rules of the NHL salary cap in order to make that happen?
The Lightning, I think, could use a Panarin.
If the Lightning got Artemi. Now, keep in mind,
wait. All right.
We've said it's Colorado versus everybody else.
I know who really could use him.
Well, I mean, I know who too. I don't think they would do that.
What are you thinking?
Well, I know a place that he was originally supposed to go.
Oh,
until suddenly the idea of being in New York was better in New York.
Matthew Schaefer in a first, and
well, I don't think that. First of all,
okay.
All right, what did they get? They got Richie and a 27 first for Brock, right?
Yeah,
Richie's turned out to be a nice player, but that's not Schaefer.
Right.
Click! Why won't you click?
Jury, hang up the phone. Sorry.
Well, listen, he's going to want to go someplace
also, he's
where he
older.
can extend. Right? He's not going to extend with the Islanders. He's not going to extend with the Devils. Those are two teams that I think need him. Devils did make room with losing Palat. They saved themselves $6 million.
When you say he won't extend, it's because they won't extend with him.
No, I don't think he'd want to extend with the Islanders.
Why? Why wouldn't he want to stay in New York?
Well, why didn't he want to go to New York in the first place? To the Islanders in the first place?
Because he wanted to go to the Rangers because he preferred to be in Manhattan than on the island. So they went to the Rangers one more time, as the story goes.
The Stars are sneaky, man.
And
they can get him.
The Rangers were out of the blue, went from we're going to rebuild to, yeah, what the hell? We'll bring him in. That's a true story of how that all went down. So, look, do I think the Islanders would want to trade for Panarin and give up anything major for him? No. But they need some pop in the top six.
Look, I'm going to be honest. I'd rather go to other teams that have deeper prospect pools.
Who does?
I think Dallas is an intriguing one. I think Detroit. I think the LA Dodgers could always swoop in and try and grab Artemi Panarin.
I think the Dodgers are getting Giannis.
I think they're going to get both.
Panarin and Giannis.
But look, this is going to be a tough one no matter what, because there's only a handful of teams, as I said, that are going to be able to take on the contract. And then if you're looking at teams that he's willing to negotiate extensions with, that's an even shorter list, because for some reason, a lot of the Russians don't like going out to the West Coast. But Dallas would be a formidable team, in my opinion, to try and compete with Colorado if they got Artemi Panarin in their top six, combined with all of the young talent that they have.
I think Panarin's in a different world than he was when he was originally available, right? He's getting towards the end of his career now.
Right.
This will probably be his last contract, and I think he wants a chance to win.
Yeah.
So if the Islanders, if he feels like he's got a chance there, listen, the East is wide open.
Yeah. Just everybody but the Rangers.
To me, obviously we've seen upsets before. It's Colorado. You got to beat Colorado. Dallas, Minnesota. They're very top heavy out there. And then Edmonton's been to back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals. I'm not feeling them this year, but then again, last year this time I didn't feel them, and they ended up making it.
Yeah.
The East is so wide open. Like honestly,
it's very like the NBA, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, Colorado's come back down to earth. They have like 6 regulation losses now.
But they're playing with their food. They're really
unbelievable.
I mean. Nathan McKinnon's going to score like 1,000 goals. It's incredible. So
when him and Makar on the ice together, it's basically just not fair.
So I don't know what the cap situation is. Would Minnesota try to make it? They just added Quinn Hughes, but they know they've got to get through Dallas in the first round and then Colorado in the second round to make a run.
Well, I would think, if I were guessing, and their center depth in Minnesota is very, very weak because of injury along with it. I think Vincent Trocheck is probably a nice fit there. We clearly know Bill Guerin likes him because he's on the U.S. national team for the Olympics.
Great call.
I would say that with the reports that Stevie Y up in Detroit, hear that, Bart, is looking for a center with term and a defenseman. If Braden Schneider gets dangled along with Trocheck, can you turn back a package that might even get you something that's at the value of Panarin because you're giving them 2 players?
Here's a thought.
That's my thought.
Again, not looking at any cap ramifications. But with the East being wide open and a chance to play with Ovechkin, would he want to go to Washington? And does Washington have anything the Rangers – Washington might just say, hey, we got a chance here. Ovechkin, this could be, the end for him.
They'd never give them Leonard. But get a bunch of the BC kids back.
But I'm just – he's obviously going to get traded. And usually when these things happen, it happens sooner than later.
I'd like to call Steve Brzezinski a fraud,
they're not going to play. They're not going to play light, even though they're out of it. They're not going to play light on the next 4 games. So something's going to happen here within the next day or so.
But I think Don. If the writing wasn't already on the wall, it was in the letter. But you kind of know as a fan, the other side of the Olympic break is going to be a whole lot of kindergarten, and you're just going to have to enjoy it. You just got it for what it is, right? You're going to play young players, and you're just going to have to just ride this now into the off season.
Well, once they told Panarin he wasn't re-signing, and you're not making the playoffs, it's the prudent thing to do is to trade him.
Yeah, of course.
So obviously, if there's a team that wants to extend him, you might get a little bit more, but there might just be a team that says, I just want him for the rest of the season.
Mercenary, yeah.
Listen, I don't think he's a great player anymore, but he's a very, very good power play specialist. He hasn't been great in the postseason. Anthony will tell you that, but he did have a huge goal on the power play against Pittsburgh in Game 7 a couple of years ago.
When the ice gets smaller, it is harder for him when it gets more physical. But I will say this, there is not, in my opinion, having watched him consistently, there is not a better handler of the puck in this league at his age and what he does than Artemi Panarin. And that is very valuable on a power play. It's very valuable in the offensive zone. If you can get him to buy in to play defense, which I give Mike Sullivan credit, and Peter Laviolette, he has found ways to be involved because he has such a talent with his stick that if he does forecheck in that way, he can be very effective. You just have to get him to do it on a consistent basis. He is a valuable asset to any team that's looking to improve to try and win a Stanley Cup. Steve Brzezinski, Don, this is usually your level of expertise, but he is a fraud. In the YouTube chat saying, so happy I jumped ship from the Rangers. That sorry blank team ain't never going to win. Tampa hockey is electric.
Oh, so now he's a Lightning fan?
He's a Lightning fan now. So,
but, we love Steve. I don't want to cross Steve, but,
He's a fraud.
I think he knows.
Yeah.
And he says, big time. He's aware.
All right.
But he just has to know. If you're going to be a fan of this show, you're going to have to be called out.
He has to wear the label.
You're a fraud.
You know what? We should make shirts for the Beach Bash.
Yeah.
Fraud.
That's a good idea. D'Agostino sponsored.
And then if we find you to be fraudulent, you have to wear the shirt.
I like
feel
this.
Shame.
Bite back. We get the dog on the back.
I love it.
I do like this.
Get to work on that.
So we'll stick with hockey, which I didn't think we were going to do, but you don't have to twist my arm. You guys have mentioned it. If you haven't seen it, I would advise you to look up Toronto Maple Leafs head coach Craig Berube. He came into one of the press conferences earlier in the week with a black eye, and when he lifted his hat, it looked like someone tried to take his head off, literally try and pull his scalp back and take it off. So, Coach, what happened?
Yeah, I'll address it because you're going to see it tonight. I had an accident in the gym yesterday. The other guy looks way worse. No, it was just it's tough, man. Like it was stupid. It was just a bad accident. It's on me, my fault, and I'm fine.
We're going to learn about it tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mentioned the black eye. I mentioned people are speculating in the chat. Alan, skull crushers. I don't know how much weight you'd have to be trying to lift over your head for a tricep skull crusher to get something on your head that looks like that.
Or again, I think in reality why he won't talk about it is because he probably slipped on a treadmill and smacked his face on something. Like, it could be something that dumb.
It was.
Because he sounded pretty embarrassed about it.
It looks awful, Don.
If you dropped a 45 plate on your face, because it fell off the bar because you had like 3 on each side, you might brag about that.
No, I'm with you, Alan. I think it's probably something embarrassing.
Yeah.
Bench pressing 400 pounds and slipping is almost like macho. Slipping on the treadmill.
Oh, I didn't have a spot, just smashed right down on my head, but don't worry about it. I was able to get it back. Like you tell that story because it sounds epic. Saying that I slipped on the treadmill, smacked my head on like the bar in front, and then because I fell, the belt just was like ripping at my skin on my forehead. That's not as exciting.
But he hasn't lost his sense of humor. During the homestand, he was asked, what did he learn?
What did you learn about your team on this homestand?
What did I learn about them?
Yeah.
Well, that we gotta keep the puck out of our net is what I learned, and we didn't do that here at home, other than the Detroit game. It's the only game we did. But until we decide to do things right and keep the puck out of our net, and that's the goalies included, this is what you're going to get. We scored enough goals on this homestand to win games, but we didn't keep the puck out of our net.
Did I mention that in the 2 games the Rangers have played against the Islanders this year, with Artemi Panarin for, I think, both, maybe just the one. He was hurt for a little bit of time. They haven't scored yet, so I can only imagine that that's going to get better tonight. Now, Alan, there's so much going on.
Yep.
You've got hockey, you've got basketball, we've still got the Super Bowl.
We have so much. But on the ESPN app, you might think like football season might be over, but it's not over.
No,
Nothing's ever over because with more than 47,000 live events, plus originals, highlights, and coverage from every corner of the sports world, there's always something to dive into. Again, the NBA now is starting to take over. You're going to see a lot more NBA games on ESPN on Sundays coming up, and you might see this ugly face on Get Up coming soon in the month of February. No off-season, just everything a fan needs to keep going. Always in season. Get all of ESPN all in one place. Download the ESPN app on your TV or phone today, Anthony.
That was very well done. Very, very well done.
Excellent segue, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I tried. Couple Yankees spoke today. Cody Bellinger talking about coming back. Aaron Boone talking about the health of his staff. And Aaron Judge looking great coming back from the elbow issue that he was dealing with for most of last season.
Mm-hmm.
Going to participate in the World Baseball Classic, of course. But I want to hear from our favorite soundbite, Don, Brian Cashman.
There he is.
Oh,
he wanted to talk about the Cody Bellinger negotiations.
You have to go through the process. We're negotiating with a titan, and Scott Boras and the marketplace. So it took me and Hal and Randy Levine, and so 3 of us to try to figure out a solution that would make sense for everybody involved and try to outpace the market. Because clearly Cody would be a player in demand because, again, he's a Swiss Army knife. He can do a lot of different things that are important to help you win games. And so, we just stayed on it, but there was always uncertainty. When you go into the marketplace, it's safer to bet the field. It's so unknowing what's going to happen. But, thanks to Hal Steinbrenner especially and the Steinbrenner family, they allowed us to stay in it in a very significant way. And the communication level with Scott Boras was obviously always high caliber, and so it doesn't really matter how long it takes. It ultimately matters if you can land where you want to land, and we were able to retain a very important player that we think can serve us well as we move forward. And he was an important player last year to the level of success we had.
Now I have some thoughts on this cut. Don, Allen, I want to get your guys' take. What do you grab from Brian Cashman?
Well, what I grab, if I may go first,
sure,
is they didn't want to go more than 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
They went to 5 because Hal said it was okay. I don't think Cashman wanted to give more than 4.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of where I'm at.
And I also think that helps PR-wise for Hal. He's cheap, and why not throw some roses at the feet of Hal for? Hey, he let us go there.
So that's exactly how I feel. First of all, he's blowing a lot of kisses, isn't he? In that little cut we just played, a little bit to Boras, the Titan, right? But I think all along, every year, this is what Brian does, and this is one of the reasons why he keeps his job. Because in the end, he knows everybody hates me. They're always going to hate me. So it doesn't do me any good to try to act like I'm the smartest guy or look what I did. Instead, the smart thing for me to do is to give all the credit to the owner and say, I wasn't going to do it, but boy, Hal, he pulled out the checkbook. He said, whatever it takes, get it done. He pushed it over the goal line. And it wouldn't have happened without him, which is a smart thing to do because Hal Steinbrenner does take a lot of criticism for not being his dad. But that's exactly what George did. He was always what's it going to take to get it done? Go get it done. Rubber stamp it, right? So it's smart for Brian Cashman to always make sure every year he says that. Remember last year when they lost out on Soto? He also said that Hal was the one that kept it going. I was out, but Hal said, no, Stay in it. But it reached a point we couldn't keep going.
But isn't at some point...
That's exactly what you do if you want to make sure that your boss, the only opinion that matters is his.
But isn't that a problem?
Why is it a problem? It's exactly what he's doing.
But look, I fully believe that it took a midnight call on the Amalfi Coast from Hal to get the Judge deal done. I think Brian wanted to walk away at the number that he said that he wanted to walk away at, and it was Hal's call to Judge saying, what's it going to take to say this is what we're going to do? Now we're hearing, again, whether it's true or not, or, to make it look better, Cody Bellinger. This is the number we're comfortable with.
Anthony,
Hal calls Cashman and goes, what are we doing here? We got to sign this guy.
Yeah, you're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not saying that it's fictional. I'm not saying he's making up this.
Okay.
I'm saying what he wants to make sure everybody knows is that the owner is the one that is pushing this over the top. Brian has a number, he stays to it, and then he sees, does Hal really want this or not? Does he want to spend it or not? Yeah, he's known him forever. You think he doesn't know what buttons to push? Listen, we could lose him. This is what I think he's worth. What do you want? Because now it's not on me if you say no. Now it's on him.
That then sounds to me...
And he pushes them over the top, and then you make sure to give him credit so no fan can say Hal Steinbrenner's cheap. How can you say he's cheap? He pushed me over the price I wanted to pay. I think it's a bit of a ruse, and I also think it's a smart play by Cashman. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense how I'm explaining it?
Make Hal the hero.
Yes.
I'm just glad that they signed him. And I am too. We have limited time here, and I know Alan's got to get going because he's got Knicks Raptors with Jalen Brunson questionable with an illness tonight, so that should be interesting.
Yeah, it's who's playing that I think right now you need to tune into the pregame show for.
Yeah, we already know one person on the MSG networks won't be playing tonight, and that's Artemi Panarin. There could be more from the New York Knicks. That's ENN.
Oh, I love it. Great job as usual for Anthony Music.
It was Mazda, if I'm not mistaken, right, Alan?
It was ENN, brought to you by Ramsey Mazda. Get more for your money at Ramsey Mazda. Like a new 2026 Mazda CX-50 or Mazda CX-90. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. We've got a statement from Canton. The Pro Football Hall of Fame has issued a statement.
Oh, yeah.
I'll read that next. Alan, have a great game tonight. I'll talk to you again tomorrow at 5.
Love you all.
3. But we've got a statement from Canton coming up next on Hahn Rosenberg, ESPN New York.
25th ranked St. John's looks to make it 7 in a row when they host Butler at MSG. Coverage begins today at 6:40 on the ESPN New York app.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-294-0222. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-294-0222. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-294-0222. This advertisement was paid for in partnership with Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. That's ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN. ZipRecruiter.com/ESPN.
ZipRecruiter. All the way over Barzell, score!
New York Islanders hockey is back at UBS Arena, and it's time to bring the family and make some noise. With more afternoon games this season, the Islanders have special kids-themed games and activities for young fans. Play games pregame at the park and head inside for fun on the concourse and on the ice. Tickets for the 2025-26 season are on sale now. Get your tickets at NewYorkIslanders.com.
If you've been injured on a construction site, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique labor laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling construction accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for hardworking New Yorkers. From scaffold accidents to slip and falls and equipment failures, they've got your back. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS. That's right, 718-WORKERS, because your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
This is Rick Brunson, the assistant coach from the New York Knicks. I'll be driving to our games this season in style in my new Jeep Gladiator from Princeton Jeep. My friends at Princeton Jeep gave me all-star treatment, and you can expect the same thing. Just mention I sent you, and they'll treat you like family. Princeton Jeep has tons of inventory and great deals on new vehicles. Visit Princeton Jeep at 1045 State Road in Princeton, New Jersey, or online at PrincetonJeeps.com and tell them Rick Brunson sent you.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Ah, the Internet. A place where your curiosity can flourish. Unless malware gets in the way. It's a place that can surprise you with phishing websites and trackers. The Internet is wonderful, but you must protect yourself online. Protect yourself online with NordVPN. TechRadar named it the #1 VPN in 2025. A single NordVPN account secures up to 10 devices. What else? This cybersecurity tool also encrypts your browsing. NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro feature helps you block malware, avoid phishing, and stop digital trackers. NordVPN scans the dark web to check that the information associated with your email address is not exposed. Just a few clicks and you're safer online. Browse with more peace of mind. Get the best deal at NordVPN.com.
Hey everybody, it's the Don Show. It never ends.
Those are facts.
The Don Show, starring only Don.
Good for me.
It's the Don Show, starting now.
Tweet that.
Hey, Don.
Well, thank you. It's always great to be a part of the Don Show. So as I teased, I guess, at the conclusion of Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, since this is the Don Show, that the Hall of Fame has issued a statement on the heels of Bill Belichick not going in on the first ballot and, you know, the claims that Bill Polian was petitioning voters not to vote for Belichick and going public on one report that he's 100% sure he voted for Belichick, and another report he said he was 95% sure, so Bill seemed to be all over the place. So here's the statement. The Pro Football Hall of Fame understands and respects the passionate reaction of many fans, media members, and enshrinees of the Hall itself in light of the published reports regarding the voting results of the class of 2026. It's that very passion that propels the game. The Hall also respects the members of the selection committee when they follow the selection process bylaws. It is an honor to serve as a selector. Each year, the Hall reviews the selection process and the composition of the 50-person selection committee. It is determined that if it is determined that any members violated the selection process bylaws, they understand action will be taken. That could include the possibility that such selectors would not remain a member of the committee moving forward. The selection of a new class is the most important duty the Hall of Fame oversees each year, and the integrity of that process cannot be in question. Now, what do we know? We know that Bill Belichick did not get the number of votes necessary to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. All right. And we're hearing reports that Bill Polian was telling voters not to vote for Belichick because he cheated with Spygate. Bill Polian has denied that. I don't know what the bylaws are. I don't think there's a law that says you can't vote for somebody because they cheated. I don't think it'd be in the bylaws that you can't suggest to someone who they should vote for, because part of the process of voting is negotiating, or not negotiating, but like debating and arguing whether somebody's a Pro Football Hall of Famer or not. I always give the example. Vinny DiTrani, who was the Giants voter, and he stood up and had to make a case for Lawrence Taylor. Gary Myers had to make a case for Eli Manning. If Bill Polian wanted to make a case, don't vote for Bill Belichick because he cheated, I wouldn't think that violated the bylaws either. So this statement to me leaves more questions than answers. How exactly were the bylaws violated? That's what I'd want to know. Am I missing something, Anthony? I mean, I don't think any reports had anything other than Bill Polian suggesting that people on the committee not vote for Bill Belichick and that he didn't get the allotment of votes necessary to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I'm just currently, in the weeds on NFL selection committee bylaws, seeing if I could see anything that could seem nefarious that would prevent or whatever was done here.
What I would say is that is it possible, I would think, that one of the laws that could be violated is, buying votes, or, hey, don't vote for Belichick and I'll vote for your guy. I don't know if that's in the bylaws or not, but that to me sounds like something that might be in the bylaws. Not Polian asking guys not to vote for Bill Belichick. I don't think that would be in the bylaws. And voting against Belichick because he was involved in a controversy, also not something that violates the bylaws. There were people that were not going to vote for Lawrence Taylor because he had a drug problem and had committed crimes. So I would think you're well within your right to not vote for Bill Belichick because of that, and you don't even have to tell anybody why you didn't vote for him. So I need to know more information. What exactly are they suggesting was violated? And again, I don't want to assume, but I do a talk show, and right now I'm doing it by myself until 7 o'clock, and we can open the phones at 1-800-919-3776. Are they suggesting that Bill Polian had a motive to get them to vote against Belichick? And is that a violation of the bylaws?
You can stump for someone. That is the job of the person, as you always
exactly.
mentioned. Can you make an argument? Are you not allowed to make an argument against someone?
Oh, is that in the bylaw? I wouldn't think it is. If you can petition for somebody, wouldn't you petition against them? I mean, Gary Myers, when he was, and we'd love to get Gary on. Maybe we'll try to get him on tomorrow. When he stood up defending Eli Manning, I'm sure there were guys that shouted back, no, he doesn't have the numbers. He only went to one Pro Bowl. Tony Romo was better. Phillip Rivers was better. I mean, is that against the bylaws to fight back? The only thing I would think is that, hey, don't vote for Bill. If you don't vote for Bill, I'll make sure I'll vote for your guy next time, or I'll vote for your guy this time. That, to me, sounds like it could be something that violates it. But again, I'm just guessing. But unless something was reported that I didn't see, and that's why I check with my producer, Anthony Pusick, it doesn't sound like anything that's being suggested would violate any bylaws. Unless, like Anthony said, you are not allowed to argue against somebody, but that seems silly.
So we've got something from Mike Garafolo.
Go ahead.
Who says the context of this is if the Hall has reason to believe a voter made a decision on a candidate for non-football reasons, e.g. not cooperative with the media, action will be taken. Specific to Belichick, the Spygate debate would be considered football-related and not a violation. So that's not... You can actually say what...
All right.
I think Spygate's problem. They would say non-football-related reasons. So he was prickly to the media and he didn't like me, so I'm not.
So, but this would be a football-related reason.
Unless it's more than that from someone. I'm not even saying Bill now, because Bill, 95%, 100%, whatever. Are they implying that there's another voter out there that didn't vote for Belichick because he had an axe to grind?
But
and I don't know the answer.
They said in the statement, they're responding to the reports, the outcry that Bill wasn't voted in. So they wouldn't do that. Nobody would know anything because they don't have to tell you anything. So the only person that we know that is Polian. So did Polian do something? Was Polian using this as a negotiating tool? Like the Lawrence Taylor example that I gave, I guess that would fall under football because he was suspended from football for drug use. Right? So that sounds like that would fall under the umbrella of a football decision. I didn't like him. He wasn't nice to me. I thought he was awful in any given Sunday. I'm not voting for him. That's against the bylaws. But voting against Lawrence Taylor because he was suspended a year or suspended from games for drug use, well, then that's okay. So I need to do a little bit more. We'll probably get a little bit more information as it comes out. But this statement, to me, left more questions than answers. 1-800-919-3776. Let's go to Billy in Piscataway. You're on ESPN New York. What's up, Bill?
Hey, Don. Nice to be on with you. So I was thinking, could it be possible that maybe Bill Polian was feeling a little saucy while he was general manager of the Indianapolis Colts, and maybe he thought they were always cheating to get by them to win Super Bowls that he might have gotten?
I think that's definitely the reason why he wants to keep him out. But does that violate a bylaw? To say, hey, don't vote for this guy. He got caught cheating. I'm sure his motivation is, I don't like Bill Belichick. He stole a Super Bowl from me. Or, I just don't like the cut of his jib, whatever it is. But he's using the cheating angle, which, according to Anthony, would fall into the bylaws of it's okay because it's a football reason why you didn't vote for him. I've got no question that Bill Polian, if he did do this, did it because he doesn't like Bill Belichick. But is he not allowed to go in the room and say, don't vote for Bill because he cheated? If that's a part of the bylaw, that doesn't seem... Anthony, maybe you're right. Maybe there is a rule that says you cannot petition against a candidate.
I think
you can only petition for them.
The thing that's most shocking to me about this, Don, is this... I'm not going to put words in the mouth of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. They're almost admitting that something went wrong here by putting out this statement. There have been people that people thought should get into the Hall of Fame before that didn't get in their first ballot. They're thinking that the way that this is coming out, and of course there's been such an outcry of it, and as Booger pointed out, something that social media has universally galvanized upon, which is very rare, that we understand. We had to put out a statement because we think something here either doesn't make sense or we had to say we understand everybody talking about this and we're going to look into it.
Yeah, well, just the feeling of that there's some impropriety, some violation of the bylaws, and not having the bylaws in front of me, I would just have to guess. 1-800-919-3776. More of this. Take up until 7 o'clock, and then it's our coverage of the Knicks and the Raptors. Coverage of Islanders-Rangers has already begun on 1050, so definitely check that out. And our coverage of St. John's and Butler, that's already underway on the ESPN app. So there's a lot going on here on ESPN New York.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Not all F words are bad. Some are actually great, like fast, free fiber for 4 months. Yep, switch to Optimum Fiber for as low as $25 a month. Plus, for a limited time, you can get 4 months free, HBO Max included for 1 year, and a 5-year price lock. Don't wait, this free fiber deal won't last long, and the fastest, most reliable, most consistent internet speeds await you. Call 888-4-OPTIMUM or visit Optimum.com/free today. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
You remember what it feels like to move without thinking about pain? To get up, sit up, walk, work, or live without that constant ache? If neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica took that away from you, it's time to get it back. I'm Bart Scott. Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain is the guy you need. Ivy League trained, double board certified, no surgery, no scars, no long recovery, just precise, image-guided, non-surgical treatments designed to get you feeling strong again. With offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, and most major insurances are accepted, there is no reason to wait. Go to SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think.
It's the last call for football on FanDuel. One final Sunday, one last kickoff, the final chance to place your bets before the NFL season closes its tab. This is Super Bowl 60, and FanDuel is making sure you're in on it. And get this, if you're a new customer, all you have to do is bet $5, and you'll get $200 in bonus bets if you win. So whether you're backing the favorite, riding with the underdog, or building one last same-game parlay, make it count. Because after the Super Bowl, the season's over, and football is officially done, so this is your last call for football on FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of Super Bowl 60. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369.
There are a lot of reasons why people buy at Ramsey Mazda. It's their selection, it's their customer service, and it's their savings. Lease a new 2025 Mazda CX-50 2.5S Select with all-wheel drive for $179 for 33 months. Or buy with 0.9% APR financing for 72 months. Start shopping now at RamseyMazda.com. Choose wisely, choose Ramsey Mazda. Call 833-853-2970 for these details. VIN SN379853, MSRP $33,425. Zero security deposit, APR $14.27 per month per $1,000 finance, ends 2/2/26.
When it comes to meat and seafood, selection matters, and no one beats Wild Fork Foods. To everyday essentials, to high-quality steaks, to seafood and more, every product is blast frozen to lock in peak flavor and freshness, so you get restaurant-quality meats at home for amazing prices. Shop in person at 7 locations across Long Island and New Jersey, or you can order online for same-day delivery. It's easy, it's convenient, and the prices are wild. WildForkFoods.com.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
To the net. Score!
The New York Islanders are back in action with a brand new theme night schedule you won't want to miss. Bring your friends out for the holidays and take home a custom holiday replica jersey, or arrive early for special bobblehead giveaway nights for Matt Barzell and Bo Horvat.
Barzell for Horvat. Score!
Explore the full theme night schedule at NewYorkIslanders.com.
Hey, sorry I missed you. Your call is very important to me. Just not as important as the New Jersey Lottery's Green Ball promotion being back on Pick 3 evening drawings. See, if the green ball's drawn, that's a free second chance to win? So, yeah, you get it. It's only through February 1st, though, so try me after then.
Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. For game odds and promotion details, visit njlottery.com/pick3.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your sports IQ to work on the games you know best. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. Buy or sell your predictions all game long. Trade every play with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
All right, last call, crew, 1-800-919-3776. Cody in San Diego, you're on ESPN New York.
What's up, Don? How are you?
What's up, buddy?
So I got a potential theory into the Belichick scandal here, or whatever you want to call it. So it was presented, I believe, earlier that if someone votes for a non-football reason to deny someone access to the hall or whatever, that could be reason to that might be a violation of the bylaws. So, for example, Bill Belichick's relationship with Jordan or whatever her name is, if someone votes against him because of that, a non-football reason, that would technically, based on, I believe, what was said earlier, be a violation.
Yes.
So,
but how would you know that's the reason they did it? The only report we have is Bill Polian was trying to convince voters not to vote for Belichick in the first year because of Spygate. Spygate is a reason why you can vote against him. So where has there been any reporting that anybody voted for a different reason?
There could be a leak somewhere. I'm not saying because he could have voted against Belichick because of Spygate, but also if he voted against him because of this non-football reason, that would still violate the bylaws, and therefore, I believe maybe call into question call into question Bill Polian. I suppose, or anyone who might have voted in that way.
You're right, Cody. I guess the investigation could be, all right, Bill Polian was going around telling everybody, don't vote for Bill Belichick because of Spygate. But was he motivated to do that because of the fact he doesn't like him? Hey, come on, we don't like this guy. Like, if there's evidence that he said to a voter, listen, we got to keep this guy out of the Hall of Fame, vote against him and just tell him it was because of Spygate. But we don't like this guy. I can't imagine Bill Polian would be that stupid, and I can't imagine that anybody could prove that Bill Polian's motivations were anything but keeping him out because of Spygate, so this is probably much ado about nothing. But I guess there was enough of a backlash that the Pro Football Hall of Fame felt like they had to say something, issue a statement. And think about that. We had a caller earlier today, didn't get a chance to make his comment, but he said he's not going to shed a tear for Bill Belichick because he's a Jet fan. Screw Bill Belichick. He didn't want to coach my team. Keep him out of the Hall of Fame. There's a lot of people that shared that opinion. There are a lot of people that were relishing in the fact that he was failing in North Carolina. There's a lot of people that do not like Bill Belichick. But the majority of people still felt like he deserved to be in the Hall of Fame because he was that good. Believe me, if they did this to, I don't know, Bill Cowher, would there be the outcry? I mean, Bill Cowher is a deserving Pro Football Hall of Fame coach, but not to the level of Bill Belichick. And I kind of admire that the general public could put aside their feelings for Bill and say, do the right thing and put him in there because, listen, I think we all enjoy the Hall of Fame and the concept that there's a place where the greatest to ever play or do it can be. And it really just bastardizes the whole concept of the Hall of Fame if Bill Belichick's not in it. Now, maybe it's only a year, but, dude, are you telling me that this guy's not a first-ballot Hall of Famer? And in a couple of years, you're going to put Mike Tomlin in as a first-ballot Hall of Famer and say Mike Tomlin deserved to be in the Hall of Fame earlier than Bill Belichick? That just, to me, just disrespects the whole process. Sometimes people are that good. The other topic of conversation, boy bands. Lauren in New Jersey, you got to see one live, huh?
Yeah, I've been seeing Backstreet Boys since they first came out in the U.S., but I actually went to the Sphere earlier this year. That place is phenomenal.
I've heard nothing but good things.
If you have a chance to go, there is no bad seat in the house. I did both nights in January, and one night I stayed in the 100 section, and then the second night I stayed in the 400 section. Two totally different shows you're watching. It's phenomenal. And I hear that they're trying to make one in Washington, D.C. I don't know how that's going to work out, but they said that they're going to do that too.
Yeah, I heard that too. And that there's a possibility of even more of them popping up around the world, and that's what Jim Dolan's dream is to have these be in more places than Vegas. But thank you, Lauren, for the call. I've heard nothing but good things about the Sphere. I did not go to Vegas this year because the Devils and Golden Knights were on national television, so I did not make the trip out there, but I plan on being there next year and checking it out because I've heard nothing but good things about it. Scott in Old Bridge, you're on ESPN New York.
Hey, Don, how you doing, my man?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, not bad. Listen, one thing you forgot, probably the first boy band of all time, Menudo.
Oh, I remember Menudo. I don't know a song, but I certainly remember Menudo. Were they the first?
We're the same age, me and you. You know, I mean, I was never a Menudo guy, but you know, back in the day, they were huge. They were like the first.
Well, the fact that I never heard a song, but I know the name, and in the '80s, it was all anybody was talking about. So,
and one thing I have to say though, everyone's jumping ship on my New York Rangers, Don. I listened to you every single night as I was driving home from work on the radio until I would get in the house to watch the TV, and you were fantastic on the radio, and I miss hearing you, you know. But you're with your Devils now. You're your first love. You got the tattoo, I know. So
yeah,
good for you.
Thank
but
you,
also on top of that, my wife, she's also jumping ship, and she's got a crush on this Macklin Celebrini, and she goes upstairs and watches the Sharks while I'm down here in misery watching the Rangers.
Wow, and she's watching the Sharks late because they start their games at like 10:30. So
yeah,
I go upstairs.
I go upstairs after another Ranger loss, and there she is smiling. And
Wow.
Celebrini just scored again. I'm like, yeah, great.
And then they beat you the other night too. They had the insult to injury.
Yeah,
right? You had to
I
stay
know
up
all
late to
about
watch
it.
that. Listen, it's going to take time, Scott, and I appreciate the phone call. They're obviously they could call it whatever they want. It's a rebuild, and they're going to try to move whatever they can move to try to get in the right place. I'm a Chris Drury fan. I am. I think he's trying to clean up some of the messes from earlier. But sometimes you got to just recognize what you are. And I think Panarin is going to be gone, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's some other significant games that are also moved. I wonder if they would ever part ways with Adam Fox. I mean, it might get to that level. We'll see. I don't see Shesterkin going anywhere, but we'll have to wait and see. Knicks basketball is coming up next, and I will talk to you again tomorrow at 3 o'clock right here